You can register today at Ride and Run.
Hello and welcome to Blinkfield for today's contest between the Onondaga Flames and the Syracuse Spartans. I'm Morgan Chapman alongside Eric Moon, and Eric, we should have a fantastic matchup on hand.
Should be a great matchup between the Flames and the Spartans. Two teams have, they haven't been all that great to start the year. The Spartans have been a little streaky. They've lost 3-0. The Flames a little inconsistent, despite the huge victory last night, 16-1.
Huge win last night, as Eric just mentioned. Up the bat, leading off this evening for the Onondaga Flames, Jack Chernow played his college ball at Columbia University. He was one of those late arrivals, I should say, Eric, and last night he was in center. Tonight he's playing second base.
Yeah, 2 for 4 in the lineup last night. Drove in 3 runs, one of the big hitters in that Onondaga lineup an evening ago.
Anthony Kane on the mound for the Spartans, played his college ball at Cazenovia College. Not too far away from here, and we're about underway. Here's the first pitch from Blinkfield. Fastball is going to miss the zone, and the count will go to 1-0. We saw an offensive explosion from the Flames last night as they scored 5 runs in the first, third, and fifth inning. Second pitch, fastball, going to miss the zone again. The count will go to 2-0. Flames are 3-5 on the season, as the Spartans are 3-3. Here's the pitch fouled down at the third base line. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count for Jack Chernow. Chernow batted .241 in the regular season at Columbia. .287 slugging percentage with a .303 on base. This one is fouled off the end of his bat. Count goes to even at 2-2.
Now he's just got to keep the at-bat going here. Good leadoff man. Gives your teammates a good look at the starting pitcher. Gives them a long at-bat on the mound, a tough one. Just got to fight up there.
Here's a 2-2. Swung on, skied up out to left field. That's Spinella underneath it, and it's going to be an F7 to start the game for the Flames. Up the bat next for your Onondaga Flames, number 22, the center fielder, Adam Gordon.
There were a little fireworks in the field last night with Adam Gordon after got a couple pitches near his head in the fifth inning, then a hard slide into second base.
Sure, you can say that just a little bit of fire out of Adam Gordon, but we will see how he fares at the plate. He's been really consistent as of late, Eric.
Yeah, and he had a good night last night. 2-run single, went 1 for 2. Got on base in 3 of his 4 plate appearances before being replaced
First
later
pitch
on.
from Gordon. Out to center field. Looks like this should be an easy one. That's Loeffler. Called out by Spinella, though. And another F7 is going to be the play. So there's a quick at-bat for the Spartans. Up the bat next for your Onondaga Flames. Number 17 playing DH this evening. Trace Peterson out of Lake Erie College. And Trace Peterson, as I mentioned yesterday, is in that battle with Jake Zerott for the starting catcher role. He has a chance to make a great impression on the coaching staff playing the DH role, though. Here's the pitch from Kane. Breaking ball, going to miss the zone, and the count goes to 1-0.
Yeah, Pearson could just focus on his at-bats today. He's been in the field for every game up to this point. Even played a little left field last night.
Yes, he did. Here's the pitch from Kane. Fastball is going to miss low. Count goes to 2-0. Two balls, no strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Fastball right down the middle is going to be in there for a strike. Count goes to 2-1, and we have a decent amount of power in the lineup now, Eric, with Peterson and Filippo. DeFilippo, I should say, and that pitch skips in the dirt for ball 3. Count goes to 3-1.
Yeah, it's a 1-2 punch. A lot of pop from Trace Peterson. Haven't seen a home run from him yet, but you don't have to hit home runs to have power. A.J. DeFilippo, we saw it in his first game. Big homer down the right field line.
Here's the 3-1. Going to be fouled down the right field line. Count goes to 3-2.
Return a foul ball for 3 gumballs. That is 3, count them, 3 gumballs. You better beat that Onondaga Flame out to that ball. That is not a foul ball, brother. It's on the field.
Not a bad reward for getting a foul ball. 3 gumballs. Anthony Kane with the payoff right down the middle. Striking out looking is Trace Peterson, and that will retire the side. So 3 up, 3 down for Anthony Kane. We're going to step aside here on Team Line. And welcome back to the Onondaga Flames broadcast here on Team Line. Let's get you set on the defensive lineup for the Flames this evening. So on the mound is Connor Morris-Rowe. Behind the plate, Jake Zarat. At first base, that's Mike Stefan, with Jack Cherno at second, Brian Hart at short, and A.J. DiFilippo at third. Who do we got in the outfield, Eric?
And in the outfield for the Flames, Marshall Wynn in left, Adam Gordon at center, Colin Matthews in right. A couple new starters tonight. Marshall Wynn played a little bit of center field in last night's ball game.
Yes, he did, and we saw him at Genesee have that heck of a throw from left field to first base. I'm impressed with the cannon on Marshall Wynn.
Yeah, he has a gun in left field. So does Adam Gordon at center. They can both play great defense. And don't forget about Colin Matthews. Haven't seen a spectacular play out of him yet, but he can definitely play well out there.
Well, this is Ramiel Rodriguez to lead off for the Spartans as Connor Morrisville delivers the first pitch, and it's in there for a strike. What do we got on Rodriguez, Eric?
Well, Rodriguez out of Johnson & Wales University, graduate of Mount Pleasant High School, playing 39 games with Johnson & Wales this year.
Not too shabby. Second pitch outside for ball. Count goes to 1-1. You can finish up any more notes on Rodriguez if you want, Eric.
Oh, he had a good year at Johnson & Wales. Hit 385.
385, not too bad.
On-base percentage was above 400.
Thanks, Eric. And back to action here. 1-1 count for Ramiel Rodriguez as he calls time as Morris-Rowe is taking just a second on the mound. 1 ball, 1 strike for the second baseman out of Johnson & Wales College. Way high is that pitch from Morris-Rowe. Looks like he lost the grip on that one. Count goes to 2-1, Eric.
Well, it is a little hot in the sun today.
Yeah.
That is. Temperatures about in the mid to upper 70s, if I remember correctly from seeing the forecast this morning.
Another one's going to skip in the dirt. Count goes to 3-1. So Morrisville started this at-bat off strong with a strike down the middle, but starting to lose it just a little bit.
Well, Rodriguez also being a good leadoff man. Working the count. Now he's got a great hitter's count. Letting his teammates see what Morrisville has.
Sure is. 3 balls, 1 strike for Rodriguez. That one's going to be way high, almost at his head as he ducks. That gets out of the way. Doesn't matter, though, as it's going to be his first walk surrendered from Morris-Rowe. And, Eric, this is the 3rd appearance we've seen from Morris-Rowe this season. Both times has looked very inconsistent at times.
Well, he's still trying to find his groove out there. You know, he had a pretty good start against the Richmond in his last appearance, so he's getting better as the season goes along, as you would expect out of any player in this league. You know, just get comfortable and then improve.
Yeah. Up the bat next for the Syracuse Spartans, number 5, Andrew Padone playing shortstop this evening. See if Morris-Rowe can get some of that fastball grip back, as last night we saw a pitching display on a heck of a display on the mound from Riley Glenn. Went 6 innings, struck out 5. Gave up one hit. This one's out to center field. It's going to be, or I should say left field. It's going to drop in for a single. And there are runners on first and second for the Syracuse Spartans.
Well, that's what happens when you miss the zone with a few pitches. You know, if you're just trying to find the strike zone, you throw a hittable fastball. You know, you go back to old number one to try and get a strike over the plate, but it's a hittable fastball, and Padone drops it into left field.
Absolutely. Josh Masagano up next for the Syracuse Spartans, number 13. He's the designated hitter for the team. Rodriguez on second with Padone on first. No outs in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch is going to miss low with a fastball. Count goes to 1-0. And last time we were here, Eric, we saw the Flames really stall out on offense. Not the case last night, but we will have to see if they can pick it up as the game goes on. Here's the 1-0. Changeup looked like right down the middle, but just missing high. Well, count goes to 2-0.
We've seen how good this Flames offense has been twice this year. 13 runs in one outing, 16 last night. They just got to find a consistent rhythm.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're waiting for, the consistency from this group. Here's the 2-0. There it is, right down the middle for the first strike of this at-bat against Masagano.
And I'm not saying they need to score 13 runs per game. They don't need to get into double digits every game. Just find a consistent rhythm where you're scoring a solid amount of runs every game for the most part. They've already twice, including one game against the Spartans, they only scored once.
Yeah. As Morrisville steps off, checking Rodriguez at second base. And Morrisville is definitely one of those players with runners on base. He can make them a bit of a distraction at times. See if that affects him as this game goes on. 2-1 is the count for Masagano as time is called. But I was really impressed, Eric, by the way the Flames handled adversity last night, especially when they were up so big. And then there was that heated exchange between the Saltcats and the Flames. Just impressed to see that. Here's one flying out to right field. Looks like Colin Matthews has a read on it. Isn't going to be able to make the play, though, and it's going to be trouble. As Rodriguez is held up at third, that's going to be scored as an E9. Colin Matthews can't believe it.
That's not going to be an error because they got the out at second base. It's a lucky break that because it was a fly ball and the Spartans runners had to hold up. You know, he was able to get an out at second base, so not an error charge to Matthews. Flames get an out. But you still have a runner on third base now, with one away.
Good catch, Eric. As my view from second base was blocked by the pole, and I was looking at Colin Matthews. So one away. This brings up Eddie Peachman, the right fielder for the Spartans. Pitch is going to be high and missing for a ball. Runners on the corners: Rodriguez and Masagano for the Spartans. 1-0 count with one out here in the bottom of the first. Runner's going for second. Here's the throw from Zerat, but he's not in time, and a stolen base for Masagano takes away the force out at second base.
There's nothing the Flames could do about that one. It's a good pitch from Morrisville. Great throw from Peterson right on target. Just a fantastic jump out first base by Masagano.
Really nice job from Masagano. Got a real good jump there. One away with runners on third and second now. Here's the pitch from Morrisville. Cut on and missed from Peachman. Count goes to 1-1.
Overpowered him with the fastball. Now, you just got to strike out. You have a couple pitches to work with to try and strike out the batter and, keep the runner on third base.
1-2 count, cut on there. Nice job of Peachman to stay alive. But those games that the Flames have been able to take the lead in and then they kind of trail out and are the ones that definitely hurt the team the most. We saw them have the lead against the Cortland Crush a couple of times and then weren't able to finish ball games. And right now they are in a sticky situation with runners in scoring position. Here's the pitch from Morrisville. It's going to be a single, and here comes Rodriguez to score. And Masagano's held up at third, so the RBI single from Peachman will score the first run of the game for the Spartans.
And that's a hanger from Morrisville on the mound. The breaky ball was just too hittable up in the zone. Impeachment laced it into left field for the hit. He actually hit it too hard to drive in 2 runs.
Now batting for the Spartans.
Timeout's called on the mound. As Louis Michelli up the bat next for the Spartans. A great walk-up song, if this is his walk-up song. Maybe this is just during the timeout, but we'll have to see. Michelli playing third base. He's in a big position for the Spartans as they have the opportunity to go up at least 2 here in the bottom of the first.
Well, and with the runner on first base now, just got to get a ground ball to one of your infielders.
Yeah.
Get a ground ball to one of your infielders, pitch low in the zone. Get that ground ball and get out of the inning, perhaps.
Let's see what they can do with 1 away. Score is 1-0. You can see that on our graphic once it's updated. And here's the pitch from Morrisville. It's going to miss low and outside for a ball on Michelli.
The key for Morrisville and the Flames here, just limit the damage.
Yeah.
You know, the big inning has haunted the Flames in 3 of their 4 losses. You just can't give up more than 2 runs per inning.
Here's the 1-0 delivery way inside. Had to get out of the way to avoid the hit by pitch there as Michelli. Count goes to 2-0, and a lot of inconsistency right now from Connor Morrisville on the mound, but still trying to get into a rhythm. 2-0. Runners going. It's Peachman. This one scooped up, and they're going to let it go foul. Nice, smart play by A.J. DiFilippo.
And it's a good read, too, by DiFilippo and Morrisville, because the ball's on the grass, but must have hit something on just – you've seen a couple weird bounces on this field. You get some weird bounces here at Blank Field, and it hit something in the grass and went left. Both players saw it, and they saw it go foul.
Some weird bounces for sure on a dirt field as the Flames have played their last 2 games at OCC Stadium, the turf field, of course. So 2-1 from Connor Morrisville. Swung on. Looks like it might go out of play. And it does. So count goes to 2-2 for Michelli. Two count for Michelli with 1 down in the bottom of the first. Spartans lead the Flames 1-0. Connor Morrisville gets the sign from Zerat. Here's the 2-2. Cut on, skied up. Zerat trying to find it. Not going to be able to get a play as it goes out of play. Count will remain 2-2. And, Eric, we saw a couple of pass balls get past Zerat yesterday, and that's really going to be the difference maker, I think, in that battle for the catcher's position between Trace and himself, is who's going to cut out those pass balls and stay focused throughout the whole game. Here's Morrisville's delivery. This one could be trouble. It's definitely going to score 1 as runners are held at second. So that's Masagado going to score the second run of the game. An RBI single for Lou Michelli, bringing up Brandon Shirley, the first baseman.
Well, it's not always going to be the best outing for you on the mound if a couple of your pitches aren't working. The breaking ball, yes, it's finding the zone from Morrisville at the moment, but you know, it's just a little too hittable. It's finding the middle part of the zone, and we've seen it to consecutive batters. Michelli and Peachman, they got a breaking ball up, and they were able to lace it into left field for an RBI hit.
Here's Brandon Shirley playing the first baseman as that one's going to tag him on the leg, and now we have bases loaded, Eric. Couldn't really tell what that pitch was. Either way, it missed the zone and tagged Shirley in the leg.
Looked like another breaking ball right there for Morrisville.
So Josh Loeffler up the bat next for the Spartans. With 1 out in the inning, he's in a big position for this ball team as he's able to perhaps have a couple of RBI situations here. He could score at least 2 with 2 runners in scoring position. Bases loaded. 2-0 is the score in the bottom of the first inning. Here's first pitch from Morrisville in there for a strike. Nice bounce back pitch from Morrisville. There is a nice stop there from Zerat as that one's in the dirt. Count goes to 1-1. And the backstop here, Eric, is quite large, just like at OCC. So if it gets past Zerat in this situation, it's going to be trouble.
Yeah, big time trouble. Might even, if the ball kicks around a little bit back here too, and it's tough to keep track of.
Yeah.
Any little hesitation might even score 2.
The 1-1 chopped down the third base line, but it'll be foul. Count goes to 1-2 with 1 out. Syracuse Spartans suffered a very tough loss yesterday, losing 9-6 here at home. Here's the pitch. This is going to be right back at Morrisville, and it's going to be a single at least. Here comes Peachman. Excuse me, that's Michelli is going to score for the Spartans, and the lead will go to 3-0. An RBI double will score. So nice job there.
You might have to get the bullpen going at this point. Already 4 runs home in the first inning. Getting down to the bottom of the order. Still only 1 out. You know, he just doesn't have his stuff today. I think that's really all it is.
So an RBI double for Loeffler, and this is Nick Spinella, the Lemoyne product, playing left field this evening. Breaking ball in there for a strike on Spinella.
And it's a combination of that and the Flames offense. The offense for the Spartans offense rather, it's pretty good for them. They score a little over 5 runs per game.
Spinella only batted a 184 at Lemoyne College this season. This one's cut on foul. And the count quickly goes to 0-2 with 1 down. Just not the start that the Flames wanted to have in this ball game, Eric, as last night everything was going their way, and in this game, early on, nothing has gone their way as the lead grows to 4-0.
Well, when this inning ends and they step up to the plate, they just got to know they only need 1 run at a time.
Yeah, yep. Very true, as Spinella's not going to reach on the fastball, and the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And they just have to remember what they did right
against
the Saltcats last night. Remember what their approach was to the plate. Try and stay in that groove offensively. Solve Kane on the mound. Get some runs on the board.
And as Morrisville is going to try to get a pickoff, and the runner's going to go home and score another run. So another run scores here, Eric, in the bottom of the first inning. The lead is now 5-0. That's Brandon Shirley. It's going to come around to score.
Well, the throw went into center field. I wouldn't have tried the pickoff on that play, but the throw was just a little off. I think he released it just a little too late because the throw went low.
This one's in the dirt. It's going to get past Zerat. Going to advance. Oh, it actually hit him. Okay, so they're going to rule that as a hit by pitch on Spinella. So Spinella advances the first on the hit by pitch. That's the second batter hit. And Connor Morrisville's start to this game is going to get just a little bit longer as they've almost batted to the top of the order again. This is Nolan Watson, the catcher this evening for the Spartans.
Digging in for the Spartans, the catcher, Nolan Watson.
Jimmy Flahive warming up for the Onondaga Flames in the bullpen as Connor Morrisville is still trying to get out of this inning. This one's chopped down the first base line. Could be an easy one for Morris, and it is. So there's the second out, but it's going to advance Josh Loeffler to third base. So runner on the corner with Ramiel Rodriguez, who reached on a walk, came around to score in the bottom of the first inning, the inning that we're still in.
Batting for the Spartans.
Oh, it's perfect fundamentals that play too.
Yeah.
Morrisville clearly has practiced his PFPs.
Yeah.
Got over to the bag. Got the toss from Mike Stefan. Easy out. And finally the 1-out rally is ended.
First pitch going to miss for a ball. So Loeffler at third, Spinella on second. 2 down in the inning. Spartans lead the Flames 5-0. There it is, swung on Rodriguez, and it's going to chop off his shin. That's exactly why you wear those shin guards, as Brandon Ross always mentions that when he's on the broadcast, and for that purpose is why players wear those shin guards, to avoid these situations.
And as you can tell, that one hurt.
Yeah,
that one hurt pretty badly. And you can tell when, a ball that hits a player, whether a foul ball that he fouls off himself or a hit by pitch from the pitcher, you can tell if it hurts, how much it hurts if the ball either lands in front of him or just ticks off him to the backstop. It hurts a lot more when it drops right in front of you, and that one dropped pretty much in front of Rodriguez, maybe rolled a little bit down that first base line.
So definitely toughing this one out is Ramiel Rodriguez, as the home plate umpire is going to give him some time. That's Henry Pagano, our home plate umpire this evening. As we resume play here at Blink Field, 1 ball, 1 strike. Spartans lead the Flames 5-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Spinell at second. Here's the pitch down the third base line. Foul is Rodriguez's hit. Count goes to 1-2. Loeffler on third and Spinella on second.
Rodriguez already this inning reached on a walk, scored the first run of the game. Better at bat here from Morris Rowe.
Yeah.
And the first one against Rodriguez, threw the first strike and then walked him on the next 4 pitches. Now he's got a 1-2 advantage.
This one's cut on, skied up. Looks like Brian Hart underneath it, and that will retire the inning. But looks like the Spartans will lead 5-0 as we're going to step aside and go to a break on Team Line. Welcome back to Team Line. We're the home of the Onondaga Flames. I'm Morgan Chapman alongside Eric Moon. Leading off the top of the second inning is A.J. DiFilippo, the third baseman this evening. And what have you liked out of him so far, as he's just this is his third game with the Flames?
Oh, he's just good at bats. It hasn't taken him long to get pretty comfortable in this league already. 4 for 9 at the plate, 2 for 5 last night, and he drove in a couple runs as well.
First pitch in there for a strike. So, as looks like we got confirmation from Jimmy Flahive, as he'll be on the mound in the bottom of the second inning. Connor Morrisro's day is over. As A.J. DiFilippo's lines one down the first baseline, and Kane can't make the play. Filippo is going to get the first base safely. That's going to be an error there by the first baseman.
That's an error on the first baseman, surely. It's a fantastic diving stop. Snagged it on the dive as the ball was hit over there. And then the throw to first from his knees, just to the left, just behind Anthony Kane and by him. Good thing for the Spartans that Watson was backing up the play.
Digging in for the Flames.
So this is Brian Hart, the shortstop, number 5. As DiFilippo is on first base. This one checked back at first base, not going to be in time. Just making sure, keeping him honest over there at first base, Eric. So, as Eric mentioned earlier, I think this inning is important for the Flames just to get 1 or 2 on the board. No outs with a runner on first. Pitch is going to miss for a ball for Brian Hart. Count goes to 1-0.
Just get on the board even with only 1 run.
Yeah.
Just keep the Spartans from getting that shutdown inning and keeping all the confidence they have at the moment. Even just 1 run on the board will give the Flames a little bit of confidence to try and come back in this game.
Anthony Kane pitch in there. It's chopped off foul for Brian Hart. Count goes to 1-1. With Jimmy Flahive coming on the mound for the Flames, gives him a completely different look. And every outing he has had so far this season has been very strong. 1 ball, 1 strike for Brian Hart, the shortstop.
His last outing was against Genesee on a Wednesday.
This one in there for a strike, and count goes to 1-2. DiFilippo on first base for the Flames, checked by Anthony Kane as he gets back in time.
And that's an intimidation technique if you're Anthony Kane. He's a criminal justice major at Casanova College. His dream job, working with the FBI.
Oh, this one's going to tag Brian Hart. An easy base runner for the Flames. We'll take it, though, with 2 on, no out. And Jake Zerat coming up to bat next for the Flames. And Zerat in that battle with Trace Peterson for the starting catcher role.
The catcher, Jake Zerat.
Played his college ball at Canisius College, and this is his 3rd game with us as well, as he was a part of the College World Series. DiFilippo on second with Brian Hart on first. Anthony Kane on the mound still for the Spartans. First pitch chopped foul. Count goes to 1-0.
Spartan fans, return foul ball, get 3 gumballs. Return a foul ball, get 3 gumballs.
5-0 is your score here in the top of the 2nd inning. Flames have a runner in scoring position, though, with no outs. 1-0 count for Zerat, and it's going to miss the zone. Count goes to 1-1. Eric, with Zerat here and Colin Matthews next, Mike Stefan and Marshall Wynn will complete the lineup here. All of those guys are capable of driving in runs.
Yeah, and if you're Zerat, your first job is to move the runners up a base.
Right.
With nobody out.
Let's see if he can do so. 1-1 count, chopped on. Looks like it's back towards us, though, and it'll be foul. Still hasn't come down on our head, so looks like we're safe. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
We'll be able to see it if it's coming down towards our head, but we still might be able to lose a ball in the sun.
Anthony Kane looks at DiFilippo, and here's the pitch. Missing for a ball. Count evens up at 2-2.
After Jake Zerat here, you just got to make Anthony Kane work to get that first out of the inning.
2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runners on second and first. Anthony Kane checking DiFilippo. Winds up and delivers the 2-2. Swung on back to him. This could be 2. Force out at third, and he's not going to throw it to first, but does prevent having DiFilippo on third base as the force out is made. Brian Hart will be on second with Zerat on first. Colin Matthews up to bat next for the Flames.
And it's a good decision by Kane on the mound to get the lead runner at third base. Now 2 productive outs, can't get the run home. But, it's a bit of a mistake by Michelli at third base because the throw was over to them. He still wasn't quite on the third base bag.
Yeah.
Might have had a chance against Zerat at first base if he tagged that third base bag right away.
Got the 1 for sure. Here's Colin Matthews' first pitch outside for a ball.
And if you're going to choose between any base runner to get out, you got to get the lead runner.
Certainly do, and that's what the Spartans decide to do, preventing the Flames from scoring their first run. But with Brian Hart in scoring position, it's not impossible. Here's Colin Matthews, chopped down the third base line, but they're going to let it roll foul, and the count will go to 1-1.
And unlike the turf field, as we brought it up before, unlike the turf field at OCC Stadium, the ball, if it's a little chopper or bunt down either the third baseline or the first baseline, it's likely to roll foul. At the turf field at OCC Stadium, you really don't know. The ball probably just stays straight.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Flames runners on first and second. Anthony Kane with the delivery. This is chopped foul, and the count goes to 1-2 for Colin Matthews, the Kent State product. One ball, 2 strikes, no out, or 1 out, I should say, here in the top of the second inning for the Onondaga Flames team line stream. This one's in there. It's going to be a strikeout. So striking out looking the second strikeout victim of Anthony Kane, as Trace Peterson also struck out looking.
And this inning we've seen a common problem from the Flames offense. They've been able to get runners on base. They've been able to get those chances throughout this whole year. But too often they have left those runners stranded. It's looking like it at this point because they started the inning with runners on first and second. Now, same situation but with 2 outs.
See if Mike Stefan can score the first run for the Flames. This one's chopped foul. No one's even going to make an attempt at that. Count goes to 0-1. And once again, I think I'm going to make an apology to Mike Stefan's father, as when Eric and I were down in Genesee, he came up to shake our hands, and I played one of those "Who are you?" cards when he came up to us, as he introduced himself to us here, actually, for the first time.
I've been saying it since Wednesday. Shame on you, Morgan.
Shame on me. Correct, Eric. Big mistake on my part, but I was able to talk to him and Jake Surratt's father after the Cortland Crush game. Here's a breaking ball missing the zone. Count goes to 1-1, but the conversation I had with him was just really, he thinks the team's in good shape, just need to find some consistency, and that's kind of the theme that we've all really seen from this team so far this season. 1 ball, 1 strike, low fastball, missing the zone. Count goes to 2-1 for Mike Stefan. Stefan had the night off last night. 2-1 in the dirt. Nice job of Watson to corral it. 3 balls, 1 strike is the count for Mike Stefan out of Canisius College. And he's been with the team all season. Just needs more at-bats, and here's a situation for him to potentially drive in a run for the Flames. 3 balls, 1 strike. This one right down the middle, and the count will go to full. So
Stefan's looking for a good pitch to hit right there.
Yeah.
On a 3-1 count. That's a great fastball from Kane because it's unhittable on that inside corner.
Nice job from Anthony Kane to deliver the fastball there. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the payoff. Runner's going, and it's going to miss. And Mike Stefan will trot to first base with a walk. That is the first walk surrendered in the ball game from Kane. Brian Hart on third. Jake Surratt on second. Mike Stefan on first. Brings up Marshall Wynn, the U-Albany product, playing left field this evening for the Flames.
And it's a quality at bat from Stefan.
Yeah.
He worked the count full. Able to draw the walk. Now the bases are juiced with two outs.
See if we can get the 2-out rally. First one's cut on, skied up. This could be the easy out. Looks like first baseman's going to make the play. That's Shirley, and that's going to retire the side. So Flames still trailing the Syracuse Spartans 5-0 here going into the bottom of the second inning. We'll be right back on Team Line. Welcome back to Team Line. I'm Morgan Chapman alongside Eric Moon. We're heading into the bottom of the second inning. Your Onondaga Flames trail the Syracuse Spartans 5-0. On the mound now for the Onondaga Flames, number 26, Jimmy Flahive. Plays his college ball at American International College. See what he has in store for us. Eric, I know you're pretty high on Jimmy Flahive.
Yeah, he's shown some good stuff from this point. Pitched 2 innings, didn't allow a hit. Did walk 3 guys against Genesee on a Wednesday, but he struck out a pair, kept the Rapids off the scoreboard. It was a great outing for him. He's had a few great outings to this point to start the season.
So let's see how Flahive can fare for the Flames. Leading off the bottom of the second for the Syracuse Spartans, Andrew Padone, the shortstop. He had a single off of Morris Rowe, but was caught stealing. So here's the first pitch from Flahive. Bunt attempt, looking for the small ball move, but it's going to go foul. And Eric, I know you really like it when teams play small ball. How do you like it here from the Spartans that are leading 5-0?
Well, I like it because in a 5-0 game already, you're trying to stay on your toes. You know,
Yeah.
If you're the Spartans, you got to stay on your toes, protect this lead. This is one way to do it, and you try and catch the Flames off guard, get a base runner to lead off the inning.
5-0, bottom of the second. Flahive's second pitch, as Padone will not square the bunt, and it's going to miss the zone for a ball. This one's going to be chopped foul down the third base line. Count goes to 1-2 for Padone, and Flahive has looked strong when he has came into the games because he's done a really nice job of just controlling on the mound, being in control, and throwing strikes. It's exactly what Eric Moon always preaches is pound the strike zone, and that's usually what we see out of Flahive. Here's a 1-2, swung on and missed. And that's going to be a K, so how about that? The first batter faced, striking out.
I know I do not share this belief with everybody else, but I love to see guys try and throw strikes, get the 2 strikes, and then you can be cute with your pitches.
Right.
You know, that's a great breaking ball from Flahive.
Yeah.
It might have been off the plate, but it's a great breaking ball with 2 strikes. Struck out the batter, worked like a charm.
Sure. This one's fouled off. It's Masagano up to the plate now. Quickly behind 0-1 here. Had a single, came around the score, was Josh Masagano in the last time we saw him at the plate. Flahive, this one's chopped foul. No silky mitts from the third base coach for the Spartans. And look at that, Eric. You mentioned it. He's down. He's got 2 strikes already. Now he can be cute with his pitches, like you mentioned. So
well, and he's got a lot to work with.
Yeah, he does. He does have a lot to work
count
with.
Right away. Now you can go to the breaking the breaking ball a little bit. Maybe throw it out of the zone.
And usually we see Flahive in the middle innings, but he's here in the second. This pitch is going to miss low. He's not going to reach there, but we usually see him in the middle innings, Eric, but now he's going to be playing a lot more innings than he's probably thinking he was going to coming into this ball game. Let's see how long he can go on the mound. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the delivery right down the third baseline. Foul again. We'll stay with 1-2 count, but I'm not sure what the furthest or how many pitches Flahive's thrown his max game so far this year. Maybe Eric can look that up when he hits a second. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Flahive on the mound. Here's the delivery. Here's the looks like a curveball. It's just going to pop out of Zerat's glove, and the count evens at 2-2.
Well, the Flames, they have 12 pitchers on the roster. 4 pitched last night, so they have 8 available today.
Right.
The goal at this point after Morris Rowe's 1-inning start, give everybody a couple innings.
That one's in there for strikeout looking. How about that, Eric? 2 batters faced, 2 strikeout victims for your Flames.
And if Flahive keeps pitching like this, he might get more than 2 innings.
Absolutely.
Because he's been spectacular to this point. He's gotten a swing strikeout, and he's gotten the look at strikeout too. He's painting the corners right now and pounding the strike zone.
Eddie Peachman coming up the bat next for the Syracuse Spartans. He had the RBI single. Came around the score. First pitch high and missing the zone for a ball. But one-0 count from Flahive. There's the delivery. There it is, right down the middle. Really nice pitch there. Count evens at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. This one just going to miss. Count goes to 2-1 for Flay Hive. Surratt's getting some signals from the dugout. This one's chopped off back towards Eric Moon, but the fence is in front of him. Eric, do you have your silky mitts on today?
I don't need them. I got a fence in between me and the play.
If it does get over the fence, though, could you make that play?
Yeah. Just got to drop my pen, drop my scorebook, put up 2 hands, catch the baseball.
Confidence oozing out of Eric Moon, the color commentator.
But if it's a heat-seeking line drive, I gotta duck out of the way.
2-2 right back at Flay Hive. This one picked up over to first base in time. So a really nice play there by Cherno, and the inning is over. So no, not too much damage. 3 batters faced, 3 batters down, and we're going to take a break here on Team Line. Welcome back to the Onondaga Flames Team Line stream. Leading off the top of the 3rd inning is Jack Cherno. Coming out for his 3rd inning of work is Anthony Kane on the mound.
The second baseman, Jack Cherno.
So Cherno had the fly out to left field last time he was at the plate. Here's the pitch from Anthony Kane in there for a strike. Nice pitch from Anthony Kane to start off the at-bat.
And obviously with Cherno being in the leadoff spot of the order, it shows that Mike Cordero and the coaching staff really likes what, he has shown so far in the first 2 games.
This one's going to miss high, though. So good take there from Jack Cherno. And I think last night's game was a really good for our team or for their team chemistry, I should say, the Flames, that is. Scoring 16 runs, everyone getting involved on the offensive side of things. That pitch misses high again.
And don't forget when things got a little tense with the Saltcats.
Yeah.
They protected their home turf, and they did it together.
Yeah, they sure did. And starting to get that brotherhood-type bond, these Flames are. 2 balls, 1 strike. Right down the middle, nice pitch from Anthony Kane. Count evens up at 2-2. Flames have had runners in scoring position, just unable to drive them home. That's been a problem for the Flames for some of this season so far. 2-2 delivery, missing outside, and we're going to have a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes for Cherno. Really nice first at-bat of the top of the 3rd inning.
Well, he's being the perfect leadoff hitter at the plate, working the count, seeing all the pitches that Anthony Kane has.
Here's the payoff pitch, chopped foul, and we'll do the full count once again.
It's a big fastball from Anthony Kane right there, and Cherno a little late with a swing. At that point, he's just got to fight that one off. And he did.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Anthony Kane with the windup. Here's the delivery. Cut on and missed. And it's going to be a strikeout. That's going to be the third strikeout victim for Anthony Kane on the evening. Up to bat next for your Onondaga Flames, number 22, Adam Gordon. Adam Gordon had the fly out to Spinell in the first inning. Squares the bunt, but it's going to miss the zone as he pulls back in time. Count goes to 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball is going to miss just a bit outside, and the count goes to 2-0. And we saw Adam Gordon, I think he was 4 for 4 on stolen bases last night in the ball game. Really aggressive once he gets on base. This one's trapped on the right base line. It's going to be at least a single, and he's going to hold up at first. So really nice job from Adam Gordon to get a base knock for the Flames.
Yeah, and he worked the count to begin the at-bat, worked it to 2-0. It's a good job by Gordon. He's got a pitch over the plate, laced it into right field for a base hit.
A cookie, if what Eric Moon usually calls those one.
Cookie right over the plate.
Cookie right over the plate. Here comes Trace Peterson up the bat next for your Onondaga Flames. Designated hitter role. Struck out looking last time he was at the plate. See if Adam Gordon attempts the stolen base as Anthony Kane checks him at first, but head coach Mike Cordero is very aggressive when we have the speedsters on base. Wouldn't be surprised if Adam Gordon ends up going as Anthony Kane checks him again at first. So Kane has read his scouting report on Adam Gordon, knowing that he is the threat to steal for the Flames. Keeping him honest. And once again, it checks him 3 straight times in a row. Not going to get him. And Adam Gordon really only has about a step and a half off of the bag. See if he goes back to him. First pitch for Peterson right down the middle. It's going to be a called strike by the home plate umpire, Henry Pagano.
Yeah, the checks to first show that the Spartans, they've done their homework. They
sure
know
have.
Adam Gordon is a speedster on the bases, a threat to steal. They're just trying to keep him honest.
And that last stolen base attempt sparked some more flares from the Saltcats team. As Adam Gordon steals second base, Watson isn't even going to attempt to throw it. So another stolen base for Adam Gordon. Runner in scoring position for the Flames. Let's see if he can get driven home by Peterson.
Well, it was a fantastic jump, and part of the reason why the catcher Watson didn't make the throws because the pitch was so close. He was just trying to frame it in the zone to get a strike called.
1 ball, 1 strike for Trace Peterson. Adam Gordon on second. This is going to miss outside. Peterson tells Gordon to hold up. Count goes to 2-1. But Adam Gordon not afraid to get his jersey dirty at all. We've seen him make a ton of diving plays out in the field. Was a wide receiver in high school, as Eric Moon mentioned in our Genesee game. Very durable player. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out for Anthony Kane. This one's going to miss, and the count goes to 3-1. Really nice at-bat here from Trace Peterson.
Oh, 2 batters in a row. The Flames have been able to, take the... Kane has missed the zone.
Yeah.
He's missed the zone with a few pitches in the last 2 at-bats. He's starting to lose his grip a little bit on a couple of the pitches that were working for him in the first 2 innings.
3 balls, 1 strike. See if Anthony Kane can find the strike zone as this one's bouncing in front of Trace Peterson. He'll easily hop to first base on a walk. So with only 1 out, runners on first and second, bringing up A.J. DiFilippo.
The third baseman, A.J. DiFilippo.
So DiFilippo will be up as he was the force-out victim at third base last time he was on. DiFilippo is definitely an RBI threat. We've seen him hit the home run. Eric mentioned that earlier, and a bunch of hits so far in this season. He was 4 for 9, now 4 for 10 at the plate.
Well, this is a dangerous spot because if Kane can't hit the strike zone, but he throws a strike to DiFilippo, you know what he can do with it. And the distance to the right field fence is a little shorter than OCC.
Pitch is low and a ball thrown again, so you definitely can see Anthony Kane starting to lose his grip on the fastball, Eric. And we're talking to Riley Glenn. He knows exactly what happens when you start losing that grip. That's when home runs are surrendered. That's when big hits are surrendered. So Filippo could be looking at a cookie right over the plate.
Well, 2-0, Kane's got to throw a strike, and he's got to make sure it's not hittable.
Here it is. That's another ball. So 3 straight balls. It could be one of those unintentional, intentional walks, perhaps. I don't know, though. Loading up the bases, taking away DiFilippo's power.
Well, the Spartans don't know a whole lot about DiFilippo because this is just his 3rd game with the Flames. I don't think it's an unintentional, intentional walk at all. You know, it's only the 2nd time they faced him. They don't know, you know, from experience at least, you know, what kind of power he has.
Either way, if they can at least look up his stats on the NYCBL stats page, they'll definitely be able to see that he hit a home run and he can drive in runs. So either way, we'll see what Anthony Kane has in store. 3 balls, no strikes. Here's the 3-0 delivery. It's going to miss high, and another walk surrendered by Anthony Kane. Bases juiced for Brian Hart. The shortstop. He was one of those runners left on base back in the 2nd inning, as it looks like a timeout's going to be called.
Brian Hart.
Not sure if Anthony Kane's day is done, but maybe they're just trying to calm him down just a little bit.
Well, they needed to visit him on the mound because 3 consecutive batters, he's gone down at least 2 pitches in the at-bat. 2-0 to Gordon before the single. 5-pitch walk to Peterson, 4-pitch walk to DiFilippo. Now the bases are loaded with less than 2 outs. And if you're Brian Hart in the Onondaga Flames, you have to take advantage now.
You sure do. See if he can. Bases loaded for Brian Hart coming into this ball game. Had an okay night last night. Had the 2-run double in the 1st inning, part of the scoring spree from the Flames in last night's ball game, putting up 16 on the Saltcats. First pitch for Hart in there for a strike. So nice bounce back for Anthony Kane. That's exactly what he needs to do here. Get ahead in the count. That way he can work with some pitches and get out of this sticky situation.
Well, it's what you ask for after a visit to the mound. Just throw a strike, first pitch.
Can tell his head's in the ball game. Adam Gordon trying to be a distraction over at 3rd. This one's going to miss the zone. Count goes to 1-1.
That one missed, but it's still another good pitch from Kane.
Yeah.
It's a close one. Just missed the lower 3rd.
1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. Bases loaded for the Flames. Still have yet to score a run in this game. This one right down the middle, breaking ball, and there's another strike. So Brian Hart needs to swing anything close here. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 down, bases loaded here in the top of the 3rd inning. As the sun goes behind the clouds for the first time this afternoon, time's called by Brian Hart. Gorgeous day here at Blink Field. Here's the pitch swung on out to right field. This could be trouble, but the right fielder, Peachman's going to be able to get there. Tagging up is Gordon scoring the first run, so that's all you can really ask for from Brian Hart. Hit one far and deep, score a run, and now the Flames have finally gotten on the board.
Well, it was plenty deep to get that run home from 3rd base. Like you said, and I was just about to say it too, that's all you ask for.
Yeah.
You know, just a productive out to get the run home with the bases loaded and less than 2 outs. That's the minimum. You know, and the Flames are now on the board. That's 1. Now they got to get 4 more over the course of the game.
So Brian Hart gets the sac fly RBI, bringing up Jake Zerott.
Now batting for the Flames, the catcher Jake Zerott.
Jake Zerott was stranded on base last time he was up. Big position here for the Flames catcher. Trying to chip back into this big lead. Runner thought about going. That's DiFilippo on first. So runners on the corner. DiFilippo on first. Peterson on third.
I wouldn't be too surprised if later in the at-bat, maybe not right away, DiFilippo is sent from first.
And checking DiFilippo, as Eric mentions it, is Anthony Kane. 1-0 count here for Zerot. And Brandon Ross and I had the conversation with head coach Mike Cordero, and he was really impressed with Zerot coming into this game. This one could be 2, but it's fumbled, and it's just going to be 1. So preventing another run scored is the Syracuse Spartans. So the lead will still be 5-1 here going into the bottom of the third inning. Nice play from Padone to Brandon Shirley, and the inning is over. We're going to step aside here on Team Line. Welcome back to the Onondaga Flames Team Line stream here at Blink Field. Morgan Chapman alongside Eric Moon. Jimmy Flahive coming back out for his second inning of work on the mound as Connor Morrisbro started this ball game, surrendered 5 runs, and quickly his day was over. So leading off the bottom of the third inning for the Syracuse Spartans, number 26, Lou Michelli. Michelli had the RBI single, came around to score last time he was up in that very long first inning that Connor Morrisbro had to pitch through.
Leading off the inning for the Spartans, the third baseman, Lou Michelli.
So Flahive had a very successful time on the mound last time he was there. This one's going to be chopped. It looks like DiFilippo is going to be able to make an easy throw to Stefan, and the first out of the inning is on the first pitch of the inning, the 5-3 connection. But another perfect job by Flahive on the mound. He had 2 strikeouts in his first inning of work.
Well, to start this inning, what more can you ask for? One pitch, 1 out.
1 pitch, 1 out. Here's Brandon Shirley, the first baseman. Hit by a pitch, came around to score. This one chopped foul from Shirley. So here's the sidearm against the lefty batter, Shirley, missing the zone, and the count goes to 1-1. One ball, 1 strike with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the third, Flahive with a breaking ball in there for a strike. Count goes to 1-2, and Flahive is in command. This one's chopped down to the second baseman, and an easy throw to Stefan. So nice play there from Cherno to Stefan for the second out of the inning.
And something I've noticed on these last 2 ground balls with this field, once that ball gets past the pitcher's mound, you basically get no hop.
Yeah.
And the Flames infielders as well, the Spartans infielders, are making good reads on the ball now, as we saw with those little bouncers on the last 2 at bats.
Josh Loeffler up the bat next for the Syracuse Spartans. Had the RBI 2 RBIs. This one's skied up to left field. Should be an easy play for Marshall Wynn, and it is. So 3 up, 3 down once again in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We're going to head to the top of the 4th inning with Brandon Ross taking over on play-by-play here on Team Line.
Bring it back in the top of inning number 4, rather. We have a little bit of a technical glitch here. Let's fix that. Okay, so there's going to be a little bit of a change with how we do road games. We are no longer going to be providing video for road games. It's simply too difficult to work with the opposing team. Wi-Fi as the first pitch is going to miss low and bounce in the dirt. Count 1-0 here to Colin Matthews.
And hopefully everyone will be okay with that. It's too hard to keep the video going, and you're not really getting a good angle either way. We can really produce a better piece of production at home.
Second pitch misses inside. Count 2-0 here. Matthews struck out looking his first time around. Kane in his 4th inning of work. The 2-0 pitch finds the strike zone. Count now up to 2-1. An excellent lead score here for Anthony Kane through 3 innings. 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors by his defense behind him as that pitch is going to miss high. Count now 3-1. Anthony Kane winds in, deals the 3-1. Breaking ball misses low, ball 4. So Matthews will trot over to first, and there will be a batter on base with nobody out, and that will bring up Mike Stefan.
And Mike Stefan reached on a walk his last time up as well, so another walk surrendered for Anthony Kane.
Stefan solidifying himself as the first baseman so far this season. People anticipating it to be Trace Peterson at first as the first pitch catches the inside corner for a strike.
Well, Stefan has played first base. We've seen him play a little bit of left field as well, but I think once that duel between Zerat and Peterson finally gets finalized, we'll see where Peterson actually has his real role.
Check over to first. Matthews able to get back there safely. Peterson originally anticipated playing first base, but in the competition for the catcher spot after Zerat's having some trouble as Matthews gets checked over at first again. Again, no trouble getting back safely.
And Brandon, I should ask you, who do you think's winning that battle?
So far it looks like Trace Peterson, but also you have to note that Jake Zerat's very
raw.
He's very raw. He hasn't had a lot of playing time so far as that pitch is going to catch the strike zone. Count's going to be 0-2 here. 0-2 count here to Mike Stefan. 1 away. Scores 5-1 Spartans in the top of inning number 4. Colin Matthews with a growing lead on first base. Kane steps off.
And we know head coach Mike Cordero is very aggressive with these base runners, Brandon, so as he checks Anthony Kane checks Colin Matthews once again, but we know Colin Matthews definitely has the speed to steal.
Matthews unfazed by the multiple checks over to first base, gets checked on again. Multiple pickoff attempts here by Anthony Kane, but Matthews being persistent, getting back there without any trouble. Kane working from the stretch, the 0-2. Breaking ball finds the dirt. Matthews thinks about it, but doesn't go. Count now 1-2. Waiting on deck is Marshall Wynn. And Mike Stefan crowding the batter's box here. Wide open stance against Anthony Kane. The 1-2. Breaking ball, a 55-footer as Matthews steals second, and now he's going for third. The throw is going to be wide. Going to be corralled over there at third by Michelli, and a two-base steal here on the pass ball for Colin Matthews.
Really nice piece of base running from Colin Matthews, and how about head coach Mike Cordero getting out of the way so the third baseman can at least see the ball and try to make a play on it.
Now a runner at the gate there at third with nobody out. Count still 2-2 here to Mike Stefan. Kane from the stretch. The payoff. Going to be chopped on the ground towards third. Matthews thinks about it, but goes back as Michelli fires to first for out number 1.
Really nice check there by Michelli, and for Colin Matthews, good job of getting back in time.
So one away here in the top of inning number 4, and that will bring up Marshall Wynn.
The left fielder, Marshall Wynn.
Last time up, Marshall Wynn popped out towards first base. Shirley had to go into the shallow steps of the outfield there, but he was able to corral it. The first pitch, as he shows bunt, is going to go past Kane on the mound. That'll score a run, and he's going to be able to make it safely. Count that as a single and an RBI for Marshall Wynn, and it's now a 5-2 game.
Really nice bunt there from Marshall Wynn that couldn't have been placed any better on Blink Field as it just gets past Anthony Kane's glove, and now the Flames are right back in this ballgame.
Making increments back here, that will bring up Jack Cherno for the Flames. Cherno 0 for 2 so far, flew out to left his first time up and struck out swinging in inning number 3. Runner goes, Wynn going for second. The throw from Nolan is not going to be in time, but he falls off the bag. But it looks like he's hurt out there at second base, grabbing his ankle.
Yeah.
And it looks like the trainer's going to have to go out and check on him.
Well, I think what happened, Brandon, he tried to slide in, but his foot got stuck on the bag, and he tried to avoid the tag and might have rolled an ankle there.
Spartans trainer going out there to check on Marshall Wynn. Great throw by Nolan Watson to gut him, but originally he was safe, but it looks like he fell off the bag after grabbing his ankle. He's having trouble putting weight on that left foot, it looks like. Walking very gingerly on that left leg. He's going to find his way to the dugout. Looks like the day's going to be done here for Marshall Wynn. We'll wait to see who the pinch runner is.
There won't be a pinch runner because he was tagged out there, but...
That's my apologies. He was tagged out. Walking back into the dugout. We'll see if he's able to continue play today.
But how about that bunt he had? That was a really nice bunt.
It brought in a run. Great suicide squeeze there by Marshall Wynn. Unfortunately, he's going to get gunned down at second. Now 2 away here in the top of inning number 4 for Jack Cherno, with the bases now empty for him. Home plate umpire Henry Pagano is going to wipe off the dirt off home plate. Cherno gets ready to step back into the batter's box and resume the at-bat. Cherno swinging from the left side of the plate, facing the big righty on the mound. That pitch was a ball, so the count's 1-0 here to Jack Cherno. Kane with no runners now on base, working from the windup. He deals. A breaking ball gets Cherno out in front, and the count's evened up at 1-1. The 1-1. Breaking ball misses high and outside. Cherno now ahead in the count, 2-1. Kane gets the sign, deals the 2-1. It's going to be driven into shallow right field, making a sliding catch attempt is Peachman, but he can't get around that. That will likely get marked a single, as it was a sliding attempt, and that'll be a single here with 2 away for the Flames.
Well, Cherno has done his job now with Adam Gordon up, who has a single in this game, who came around to score one of the 2 runs for the Flames. See if the Flames can have another 2-out rally, Brandon.
So now with 2 outs and a runner on first, that brings up Adam Gordon. Gordon single his last time up, came around to score. Cherno, an ever-existing threat to steal here. First pitch, no runner going, but Gordon pops one into right center field. Running over to grab it is Loeffler. He'll make the catch for out number 3. Some fireworks here this inning, but nothing to come of it. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 man left on base at the end of 3.5 innings of play. The score is 5-2 Spartans here on Team Line. We're bringing it back in the bottom of inning number 4. Few defensive changes here for the Onondaga Flames as Marshall Wynn is done for the day. Looks like it's going to be Jared Groskuth going in at second base. And we're waiting for confirmation as it looks like Jack Cherno's out in center field and Adam Gordon has now shifted over to left. Flahai still on the mound here for the Flames and delivers the first pitch to Nick Spinella as that pitch is going to miss for ball 1.
Batting for the Spartans, the left fielder, Nick Spinella.
The 1-0 pitch is going to be chopped on the ground towards the pitcher's mound. Going to get past Flahai, fielded by Groskuth, fires to first. A bouncing effort, but not in time. Will likely get marked as an infield single, and Spinella's on base with nobody out. First down, nobody away. That brings up Nolan Watson. First at bat back in inning number 1. He grounded out to first. pickoff attempt. Unable to collect it, as now going to second is Nick Spinella.
Now batting for the Spartans, the catcher, Nolan Watson.
So now a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the bottom of inning number 4. Spartans still with a 5-2 lead. Spinella taking a gutsy lead. The pitch is going to be driven down the right field line. Foul. Just a few feet long of the Flames dugout. Count's going to be 0-1. With a runner on second now, Flayhive working from the stretch. Looks back at second to make sure Spinella stays close. The 0-1 is going to be bunted down the first base line. Going to get fielded over there by Stefan. He's not going to be able to make the throw in time. Some defensive miscommunication there. It looks like those PFPs didn't help too much. Now runners on first and third with nobody out.
And that looked like a very similar bunt that Marshall Wynn had there. Really nice job from Nolan Watson to get the bunt down and then beat it out with his speed.
Clear mental error there from the first baseman, Mike Stefan, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Ramiel Rodriguez. Rodriguez 0 for 1 so far. Flew out back in inning number 1 and also walked in inning number 1. Batted twice that inning as the first pitch misses inside for ball 1. Flayhive looked strong through his first 2 innings of work, now finding himself in a little bit of a pickle here. Peeks over to first base. Showing bunt is Rodriguez, but he'll pull back as that pitch misses high for ball 2.
And they could have the suicide squeeze on here, Brandon, to try to score another run.
I've seen no shortage of small ball between these two teams, as well as with every other team in the league. Massive willingness to bunt in every team in the NYCBL. As the runner goes, firing down, and Nolan Watson's going to get there safely. No effort by Spinella to score, so now it's runners on second and third with nobody out.
Very much of a pickle for Jimmy Flayhive to be in here, and let's see if he can prevent runs from scoring.
On that run attempt, the pitch was a strike, so the 2-1 getting delivered is going to be lined up the middle, a base hit. One run's going to come around to score. Nolan Watson's going to slip around third base. He's going to go back and not attempt to go home. So an RBI single with only one run going there for Ramiel Rodriguez, and it's now a 6-2 ball game.
6-2 with no outs. Runner on the corners for the Spartans, and Flayhive might need to shake this one off.
It's now a 6-2 game here in the bottom of inning number 4. That brings up Andrew Perdone. Perdone 1 for 2 so far. Last time up, struck out, but got a single back in inning number 1. Watson leading off of third, Rodriguez off first. Looking and dealing is Flayhive. The first pitch is going to be lined right towards Jarek Grosguth at second base. So finally an out here for the Onondaga Flames. So with one out finally gone in the inning, that'll bring up John Masagno. Masagno 0 for 2 so far. Reached on a fielder's choice his first time and struck out his second time up. Masagno with 2 runners on. The first pitch is going to catch the bottom outside corner. Count going to be 0-1 early here. Jake Zarot's going to take some time to talk with Flayhive here. Third inning of work here for Flayhive. Finally is allowed a run.
Yeah.
But 2 more now waiting at the gates, with the designated hitter Masagno up to bat. Flayhive is going to check over to first and looks like it's going to get Rodriguez caught in a pickle, but a throw is going to be high. And now Nolan Watson is going to trot on home. Another run here thanks to an E3 committed by Mike Stefan. That's a crucial mistake there by Mike Stefan, throwing it a little too high for Brian Hart to be able to grab.
And it would have been a really easy play if he just lobbed it over. He definitely would have been there in time. Tries to put a little bit too much zing on it, and it gets past Brian Hart.
So now Rodriguez on second, first and third empty. One away still here in the inning as that pitch is going to be driven out to right field. Waiting under that one is going to be Colin Matthews. He'll make the catch. Rodriguez gunning for third. The throw from right field. No cutoff. Got him! A throw straight from right field, uninterrupted, no cutoff by Colin Matthews, and that'll be a 9-5 put out for out number 3. Not a great inning, but kept the damage to 1 run here. Excuse me, kept it to 2 runs here. Heading into the bottom of the inning number 5. Excuse me, heading into the top of inning number 5. Score now 7-2 Spartans. Back at the top of inning number 5. Flames now in a little bit of a bigger hole here. 7-2 the Spartans lead. As Anthony Kane's finally done for the day. Final line score for him is going to be 2 earned runs on 3 hits. And no errors behind him in the field. Also racked up 3 strikeouts on the mound, and coming up to the bat for the Onondaga Flames is Trace Peterson. 3-4-5 here for the Flames. Peterson so far 0 for 1. Struck out in the first and walked back in the third. First pitch to Peterson is going to be inside and clip him on the arm. And on one pitch, he'll be walking over to first base. Joe Garrett now on the mound for the Syracuse Spartans out of College of St. Rose. Small upstate New York school. Only appeared in 5 games this past season.
And we saw him against the Onondaga Flames here at home to start the season as well. Pitched 3 innings against us, walked 3 and struck out 3.
That brings up A.J. DiFilippo. Convergence between both umpires talking it out. Might be conversing as to whether Peterson actually got hit by the pitch, but looks like he's going to stay over there at first, and DiFilippo will get the chance to hit.
7-2 lead here, Brandon. What do the Flames need to do to get back in this one?
Flames just need to claw back into this one. Take it pitch by pitch, batter by batter. Just make a slow approach back out here.
I thought Jimmy Flahay was doing a heck of a job on the mound. I know he surrendered the 2 runs the last inning, but his defense around him has been helping him out quite a bit. How about that play by Colin Matthews?
It was a stellar play, a stellar throw from outfield. Certainly Colin Matthews has been waiting a long time to gauge out that arm after tearing his UCL his senior year of high school, missing his entire freshman campaign at Kent State.
And he gray-shirted, correct?
Correct, he did the rare gray shirt. Not sure what there was a mound conference for.
Looked pretty clear that it hit Peterson on the arm, but
I don't know what that was about. Maybe it was something to do with how Gorette's throwing, maybe to calm him down.
Yeah.
And maybe the umpires were just trying to get the game going along.
Yeah.
Try to keep this one sped up. Because it's interesting here at Blank Field. Here at Blank Field, there are no lights here. So if it gets too dark, the umps just call the game as it is, as long as it's past 5 innings, which we will get to after the top and bottom half of this inning. First pitch to DiFilippo is going to miss outside for ball 1. Pearson leading off first, the 1-0. That pitch also misses, count now 2-0.
And now Garrett, I wonder if he's a little bit rattled because of that mound visit and just concerned with not trying to hit the batter.
Certainly not what he wants here. Only 3 pitches into this inning. All 3 have been balls, and there's a base runner on. Runner fakes going, as that pitch is going to be a ball again. Count now 3-0.
And Brandon, I tell you what, Trace Peterson really isn't the biggest threat to steal. I'm not sure if he's the fastest guy on this ball team.
Well, it's a lot of just mental work.
Yeah,
You want to get in the catcher's head, force unnecessary errors. So now a 3-0 count here to DiFilippo with Trace Peterson leading off first base. 7-2, the Flames trail here in the top of inning number 5. A pickoff attempt over at first, but Peterson able to get back there with ease.
And you talk about that mental game. Clearly it's bothering Garrett as he's going to keep checking Peterson.
It's also possibly to just get in Peterson's head, try to keep him close.
Yeah.
Garrett nods twice, the 3-0. Changeup's going to find the zone. Count's now going to be 3-1. So now a 3-1 count here to DiFilippo. DiFilippo still looking for his first hit in this ball game. The 3-1. That pitch misses high and outside, ball 4. And DiFilippo's going to try over to first. Peterson thought it was a strike and started trying back over to first base, but then first base coach Robert Anders had to tell him, hey, just go out there to second. You're there.
In for the Flames, the shortstop, Brian Hart.
That brings up Brian Hart with runners on first and second and nobody out. Brian Hart, interesting enough, no recorded at-bats so far. 2 plate appearances, got hit by a pitch in his first at-bat in the second inning and hit a sacrifice fly back in the third. Rodriguez trying to keep Peterson close on second base. Going to be a fake pickoff attempt, and Peterson's going to slide back into second.
And you have to really wonder where Garrett's head's at now after hitting Peterson, then surrendering the walk, and now Peterson's becoming a distraction for him. We'll see if he can hit the strike zone here with Brian Hart.
First pitch to Hart, catches the outside corner for strike 1. 7-2 ball game here at Blink Field. Spartans lead the Flames 7-2. Now nobody out. Runners on first and second for Brian Hart. Counts 0-1 to Hart. Garrett looking back, trying to make sure Peterson's not trying anything. Hart bunts it in the air. It's going to be an easy catch for Nolan Watson behind the plate. And now an out here for the Onondaga Flames, as that brings up Jake Surratt.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to happen when you're trying to lay down a bunt, Brandon. Pop it up, and now it doesn't do any good when now there's 1 out on the board for the Flames.
That is the worst possible scenario if you're a bunter in that situation. Now Jake Surratt up to bat. 0 for 2 on the night. Fielder's choice in the second inning and grounded out to short back in the third. Peterson on second. DiFilippo on first. First pitch is going to miss low. Count now going to be 1-0. Garrett getting worked here in his first inning of work. The 1-0 is going to catch the strike zone. That fastball right down the middle. Count's going to be evened up at 1-1. Infield corners playing in. Outfield in normal positioning. Garrett deals the 1-1. That pitch misses inside. Count's going to be 2-1.
And all the Flames really need to do is score 1 or 2 in this inning. Just keep chipping away at this deficit.
Especially with Garrett on the mound. He seems rattled in his first inning of work. Checking back to second, and he deals the 2-1. It's going to be fouled behind home plate. Zarad just got the piece of that and fouled that behind home plate, and the count's going to be even at 2-2.
And really the reoccurring theme, Brandon, is just the inconsistency with some of these Flames batters.
Some of the Flames being very persistent in the counts, trying to work for their pitch, getting deep, forcing a lot of pitches out of the pitcher, but other times being too aggressive. The 2-2 is going to miss way high. That one probably level above his helmet. And the count's now going to be full at 3-2.
See if Zarat can collect another walk. It'd be the second for Garrett already.
Peterson taking a lead off second. DiFilippo taking a lead off first. Full count here to Jake Zarat. The payoff is going to be popped up into foul territory along the first base side. Under that one is going to be Brandon Shirley. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Two out here in the top of inning number 5. Colin Matthews now coming up to bat.
Batting for the Flames, the right fielder.
Colin Matthews 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Struck out back in the second and walked and came around to score back in inning number 4. No attempt to keep Peterson too close at second. A breaking ball misses, hits the plate, and the count's going to be 1-0. Matthews ready, the 1-0. He's going to miss inside. He's got to duck out of the way of that one. The count's now 2-0. Two out here in the top of inning number 5. Spartans with a 7-2 lead. A 2-0 count to Colin Matthews and Corbin Paxton, a pinch hitter waiting on deck. The 2-0 also misses the zone. That one outside. Count now 3-0.
And this has been a nightmare inning for Garrett on the mound.
Still hasn't allowed a run, but his fastball command has seemed to be a little bit off. He's also let a couple breaking pitches finish a little short or go a little wide. The 3-0 is let go, ball 4. It's going to get past Nolan Watson, but he's going to be able to corral that and make sure no runners advance beyond where they need to be. And now bases are jacked with 2 away for Corbin Paxton.
And it makes sense why Corbin Paxton is coming into this game, Brandon, because of the errors we saw Mike Stefan make. It's the perfect time to sub him out and put Corbin Paxton in, and he actually had a decent game last night as well.
Corbin Paxton had his fair share of success last night. One of the big hitters on this team.
Yeah, he is. Corbin Paxton ended up going 1 for 4 on the evening, but he did come around to score, and he had an RBI, so...
Corbin Paxton up with the bases loaded at 2 away in the top of inning number 5. Down 5 for the Flames. The first pitch is going to miss high, count 1-0. And waiting behind him on deck is going to be Jared Groskuth, who came into the game after Marshall Wynn left after that awkward slide at second base. The 1-0. That pitch also going to miss the zone. Count now 2-0. As pitching coach is going to go out to talk to Garrett on the mound. He's certainly not in a situation he wants to be in. In just his first inning of work, up by 5 runs. Got a lot of cushion to work with, but still in a deep hole here.
It certainly is a deep hole, Brendan, and I really don't know if they're going to keep him going because of the situation he's in, but there are 2 outs, so if they're just able to make the simple play, they'll be able to get out of this pickle, but definitely don't want to surrender 3 runs, and the Flames would be right back in this ball game if they could unload the bases.
Corbin Paxton did have a great start to the season, even though he is a big bat. Started the season 0 for 7, but finally got his first hit of the year last night. Ended up bringing in a run or two, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he had the RBI single, and he scored his own run on an error.
Peterson on third, DiFilippo on second, Cullen Matthews leading off first. The 2-0 is going to find the strike zone. Fastball is able to catch the outside corner for strike one. The 2-1 is going to be cut on and missed. Paxton got in front of that breaking ball, and the count's now knotted up at 2-2.
And how about the bounce back, Brandon, after the conference? 2 straight strikes.
Sometimes it just takes a mound meeting to slow the game down, calm down the pitcher, get his composure back in gear. Bases loaded, 2 away. The 2-2 is going to be fouled down the left field line towards the trees, and the count's going to stay at 2-2.
Towards the trees and the seagulls, as some seagulls have made their way into the ballpark.
Well, it's not that hard here. It's exposed to all the elements. Sun's starting to set a little further behind the clouds, hang closer towards the west. The 2-2 is going to be popped foul again towards the left field line.
Someone's car better watch out.
Looks like that gets out of the way of any cars. So no car owners or car leasers are going to be upset after tonight's contest. So the count's still 2-2, 2 away, with the runners all on the bases here in the top of inning number 5. Grat's going to step off here. Paxton ready, the 2-2. Breaking ball misses low. The count's now going to be full with the bases loaded. Be ready for every runner to go here.
This is the best situation in baseball, Brandon. Bases loaded with a full count. This is really where it is a one-on-one battle between Corbin Paxton and Garrett.
Paxton in the dream situation with the chance to get 1, 2, 3, or 4 runs back here. The payoff. Going to miss high, ball 4. No swing there from Paxton, and a run's going to come in to score. So now the game is a 7-3 lead here for the Spartans, and Jared Groskuth is now going to come up for his first plate appearance of the night for the Flames.
And Jared Groskuth has really kind of fell out of the rotation just a little bit with the addition of A.J. DiFilippo, but he's in a big spot here with bases still loaded to make a good impression on Coach Mike Cordero.
Peterson came around to score there. Now it's DiFilippo on third base, Colin Matthews on second, and Corbin Paxton on first. Groskuth meeting with head coach Mike Cordero down the third baseline to talk some strategy here. Groskuth's had a solid bat so far this season. Even if he's getting out productively or with a big bang.
Yeah, he sure is. And like I said, he's fallen out of the rotation just a little bit. We haven't seen him in the last couple of games, only coming in as a sub, but he has a situation here where he can make a big difference in this ball game, Brandon.
Bases still loaded with 2 away. Flames now only down 7-3 in the top of inning number 5. First pitch to Groskuth, the changeup is going to find the strike zone for strike 1. 7th batter of the inning for the Onondaga Flames, making Joe Garrett work in his first inning on the mound. Garrett working from the stretch, looks back at second. The 0-1 is a breaking ball that finds the outside corner. Groskuth frustrated either for not swinging at that. Doesn't look frustrated with the call, however, and the count's going to be 0-2. The 0-2 is a breaking ball. That one misses low.
Nice check swing there by Groskuth, not to be fooled by that breaking ball. He did have an RBI single in last night's game as well, Brandon.
Now a 1-2 count here on Groskuth. Bases loaded, 2 away. Garrett deals the payoff. Fastball misses just inside. Watson framed that, wanting that one to be called a strike. Instead, the count's even at 2-2.
Garrett has to be careful not to lose his grip on the fastball here.
Grosguth ready. The 2-2 is going to be popped down the right field line. Drifting over to that one is going to be Eddie Peachman. He'll make the catch for out number 3. So 3 runners left on base there for the Onondaga Flames. They will get a run, though, and at the end of 4.5 innings of play, the Flames trail the Spartans 7-3. Back in the bottom of inning number 5, Flames now trail 7-3. Flayhive back out for his 4th inning on the mound. As the first pitch here to Eddie Peachman is going to be a called strike.
Looks like Casey Kretsch is on the bullpen, Brandon, warming up and seeing him come on the mound at some point.
Flayhive deals the 0-1. A breaking ball gets Peachman out in front. Count now 0-2.
And fans, if you see the black screen, no need to worry about our stream. We're just going to go away from the camera for our away games. We've decided that's probably the best situation for us.
That pitch is going to be driven into shallow left field. Drifting back on that one is Brian Hart, and he'll make the catch for out number 1.
But we will be back on our video stream whenever we play at Onondaga Community College, if we're home or away. So,
and now up for the Syracuse Spartans is going to be Lou Michelli.
The third baseman, Lou Michelli.
Michelli 1 for 2 on the night, singled back in the first inning, drove in a run, and eventually came around to score himself as the first pitch misses outside for ball 1. That pitch catches the strike zone. Count's now going to be evened up at 1-1.
All the Flames have to do is make sure that the Spartans cannot score any more runs in this game and then try to get back on it in the offensive side.
That pitch is going to be cut on and missed, fouled back into the catcher's mitt, actually. The count's going to be 1-2. Flayhive has done a good job since coming in the second inning of minimizing the damage. 2 runs and 3 hits after a 5-run first inning. As that pitch is going to miss outside for ball 2.
And it's just not the way the Flames wanted to start this ball game, giving up 5 runs in the first inning.
Flayhive set the pitch. That pitch is going to miss high. Counts on going to be full at 3-2.
After collecting 2 straight strikes, throws 3 straight balls, and now Flayhive needs to find the zone.
The payoff is going to miss ball 4. And Lou Michelli is going to walk over to first base. Quick note, we missed at the top of the inning. Cortland Paxton staying in the game as a defensive replacement for Mike Stefan. So he's now manning first base over there with Eddie Peachman on the back.
Digging in for the Spartans, the first baseman, Brandon Shirley.
Brandon Shirley now up to bat for the Syracuse Spartans. 0 for 1 on the night. Got hit by a pitch his first time around and grounded out to second in the 3rd inning. First pitch is going to catch the strike zone. A breaking ball just makes it in there, and the count's going to be 0-1. Interesting note, Shirley was on third base when back then it was Connor Morrisroe on the mound as the 0-1 pitch is going to miss high for ball one.
Continue your story, Brandon.
Shirley was on third base. Connor Morrisroe made a throw over to first to try to check the runner back, and it was a wild throw, and then Shirley was able to score. The 1-1 from Flayhive. That's a fastball missing high for ball two.
And it's just the mental errors we've seen from this team all season long. They're a young group of guys, and there's another one, a great example of it there with that story.
So a lot of mental errors also from the Syracuse Saltcats last night. We've even seen a couple from the Spartans tonight.
Yes, we have.
Even though they're out to a quite significant lead here. As a pick attempt over at first base, Michelli's now caught in a pickle. Throw from Paxton over to second base. Oh, got him. Great job by Flayhive confusing Shirley into thinking that he was going home, rather confusing Michelli into thinking he was going home, and now there's going to be two away.
And how about Corbin Paxton's decision not to throw it right away, carries the ball just a little bit, then throws it, easy out.
It's always tough to run against a lefty. You never really know whether they're going home or throwing over to first. You really have to pay close attention to those shoulders if you're on first base. The 2-1's going to miss high. It counts now 3-1. So the runner just got taken off of first base, but with one more ball, Shirley will be able to trot over there.
And again, Flayhive just continues to impress me on the mound.
The 3-1. That pitch misses inside ball four. Flayhive certainly wanted that one, and now pitching coach going to go out to talk to him.
I don't know if we'll see Casey Crutch yet as he continues to warm up in the bullpen. Maybe just a quick note to Flayhive because that last play he made with the pickle, nice job.
So now Shirley on first base for Josh Loeffler. Looks like Flayhive's going to stay out there for this batter. Two away here in the bottom of inning number 5. Flames trailing the Spartans 7-3. Brandon Shirley leading off at first base as Loeffler comes in for his third plate appearance. Single back in the first, flew out to left back in the third. First pitch from Flayhive. Fastball catches the outside corner for strike one.
That's all you can really ask for after those mound visits is just throw strikes immediately after whatever the coaches say to you.
Flayhive looking over to first, making sure Shirley doesn't go too far off the bag. Taking a conservative lead, the 0-1 is going to be fouled down the right field line, but well towards the neighboring softball field, and the count's going to be 0-2.
And it's funny, Brandon, our record really doesn't display how good our team is because we're 3-5 on the season, but we've been in most of the games this year.
3-4, but
3-4, sorry.
Certainly Thanks. A lot of competition. Haven't really suffered a blowout loss yet, the Flames. Yeah. Pickoff attempt over at first, but Shirley able to get back in there safely after getting his jersey dirty.
We haven't suffered a blowout loss, but we've given blowout losses to the Rochester Richmond and the Syracuse Saltcats.
Flayhive working from the stretch. 2 away in the inning. Deals the payoff. It's cut on and missed for strike 3, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 man left on base at the end of 5 innings of play. The Flames trail the Spartans 7-3 here at Blank Park. Bring it back in the top of inning number 6. Flames still trailing 7-3. Jack Cherno leading off for the Onondaga Flames. First pitch misses high, count 1-0. So in that last inning, there was a mound conference, and we weren't sure what it was, but apparently there was a bit of an umpire discussion over whether Garrett's stance towards home plate was illegal with a runner on base, or whether he could have been committing balks.
Good note there.
The 1-0. Fastball misses outside, count 2-0 to Cherno. Cherno 1 for 3 in tonight's contest. Singled back in the 4th, struck out in the 3rd, and flew out to left back in the 1st. The 2-0 pitch misses, and the count's going to be 3-0. Cherno ready. Garrett set. The 3-0. That a fastball missing high, ball 4. So Cherno will walk over to first base. And now up to bat is going to be Adam Gordon.
And Garrett has really struggled, Brandon, since he's come onto the mound, surrendering. That's his 4th walk surrendered already in this game.
So Gordon now out for the Flames. 1 for 3 so far. Singled in the 3rd, coming around to score, but has flown out both other at-bats. Certainly having no trouble getting contact here today.
No, he certainly is not. And looks like another mound visit is going to take place for the Spartans. And Garrett, like I said, Brandon, he really has been inconsistent on the mound. He's given up 4 walks already in this game and hit a couple of guys as well.
Certainly had a lot of trouble there on the mound, getting adjusted on there. Certainly not a good job in succeeding Anthony Kane today's matchup.
I thought Anthony Kane pitched a heck of a game to start this one off for the Spartans.
Kane had a stellar outing on the mound. Had the Spartans help keep their lead. As now the coach is going out to talk to Garrett. A very long delay of play here.
Yeah. Well, since we're under delay, I might as well mention this once again. Sorry to be repetitive, but the reason why you're not seeing any video is because we've decided for the away games, we're just going to do the audio only, really just for our own purpose, and there's going to avoid those complaints of the camera angles and stuff like that. So hopefully you'll be able to bear with us and just listen to Brandon Ross and myself.
And by the way, when we mention away games, that means games not taking place at OCC Stadium. If those games are at OCC Stadium, whether we're the home or away team against the Syracuse Saltcats, we will be providing video. But when we're on the road, a lot of other teams don't have as great Wi-Fi service, so it's not able to handle 2 full-out broadcasts. So for right now, we're going to be operating where any road game where it's not at OCC Stadium nor a home game, there will be a scoreboard just to keep you guys intact. But for now, we're not going to be providing any direct video. You'll just have to listen to the lovely sounds of our voices.
Looks like a new pitcher on the mound for the Syracuse Spartans.
It's going to be Kevin Hummer here for the Syracuse Spartans out of Western New England College, a D3 program out of Massachusetts. And operated mostly as a starter this past season, 6 starts in 10 appearances. ERA just a hair under 7, but certainly worked a lot. 25 innings pitched, managed a 3-2 record up there this season.
And it just makes sense to make the substitution right now, right, Brandon?
Certainly, as Garrett was finding himself uncomfortable on the mound. That runner on first would be an earned run for him should he cut around to score. But right now, you're just looking for fresh blood. We'll take a quick 10-second break as Hummer gets the chance to warm up. We're back here in the top of inning number 6. A pitching change here with a runner on first for the Syracuse Spartans. Now Kevin Hummer up on the mound. Syracuse now on their 3rd pitcher of the night after Anthony Kane gave a stellar starter's performance. Adam Gordon now up to bat. The first pitch is a fastball, gets inside, and Nolan Watson can't get that one gloved as that one will roll to the backstop, and Jack Cherno will advance to second base. So now runner in scoring position here with no away for Adam Gordon. who has certainly had no trouble getting the bat on the ball tonight and in every game so far this season.
He's really been a consistent batter, made a lot of plays in the field so far this year for us, and looking to score another run.
Keeps this play up. Likely a leading contender for an all-star nod out there in the outfield.
Definitely.
The new pitcher, Hummer, working from the stretch, looks over to second and deals the 1-0. Misses outside. Count going to be 2-0 here to Adam Gordon. So far, 2 pitches, 2 balls here for Kevin Hummer. Just finished his freshman campaign at Western New England College. The 2-0. That pitch missing low. Count now going to be 3-0.
Interesting note on Adam Gordon's performance last night, Brandon. He scored 4 of our 16 runs himself.
Wow. Certainly an impressive outing for Gordon and looking to keep it up today. 1 for 3 so far. Has made hard contact with every single at-bat so far. 2 deep flyouts in the first and fourth innings. As that pitch is going to miss low, ball 4. Gordon's going to trot over to first. And now the runners are on first and second with nobody out.
And another really nice at-bat from Adam Gordon.
Looks like Andrew Perdone's going to come from shortstop to just give Kevin Hummer some reassurance as Trace Peterson comes back up to bat for the Flames.
And I'm really wondering if we're going to have to battle Mother Nature and the sun, because if we lose daylight, this game will be called. I know it's only 7:17, but we're still in the 6th inning.
You say they say you can't run out the clock in a baseball game, but we do have a running clock in the sun out there. If the sun goes down too much and it gets a little too dark, we're done. Normally you have to play all 9 innings, but not really the case here at Blank Field.
And it's just been a really long game so far. We're not even through the top of the 6th inning.
Peterson now up to bat 0 for 1 tonight. Struck out back in the first, walked in the third, and got hit by a pitch in the last inning. Peterson showing bunt, but calls time. Looks like he had something in his eye. Going to wipe that out real quick. Surely a danger to run on the bases, both Jack Chernow and Adam Gordon. Gordon's had his fair share of stolen bases, had 2 last night in the contest, actually 4. First pitch is going to be a strike as Pearson takes away the bunt and lets that one go by.
Gordon had 4 last night and he already has 1 this afternoon, so 5 for 5 in the last 2 days.
Certainly shows he has no trouble getting on base either.
Yes.
Hummer working out of the stretch. Looks back to second, deals. Peterson shows bunt, bounces it right back to Hummer. Hummer will fire to third for 1, on to first. A wild throw over at third by Michelli, and going to third is going to be Adam Gordon, and going over to second is going to be Trace Peterson. It's going to be an E5 over there by Lou Michelli, and now runners on second and third with 1 away. Mental errors piling up for both teams here, as now A.J. DiFilippo coming up to bat for the Flames.
And with 2 runners in scoring position, there's no one else the Flames would want at the plate.
0 for 1 on the night so far. 2 walks and reaching on an error back in the second inning. First pitch going to miss low. Breaking ball hits the dirt, and the count's going to be 1-0.
It's a shame because they replaced Garrett with Hummer, and Hummer really hasn't provided a spark on the mound either.
Flames really invigorated now with 2 runners in scoring position and 1 away, down 4 in the top of the 6th. The 1-0. Fastball misses high and outside. Hummer now behind in the count 2-0.
And the Flames, if they could score 2 more runs in this inning, Brandon, they'd be right back in this ball game.
Gordon off of third, Peterson off of second, the 2-0. A breaking ball misses inside, now 3 balls here on A.J. DiFilippo. Hummer set the 3-0. Breaking ball misses low, ball 4. Interesting choice with 3-0 to shoot for a breaking pitch. And instead, now the bases are loaded with 1 away for Brian Hart.
Now batting for the Flames, the shortstop.
That's the 3rd walk of the afternoon for A.J. DiFilippo. And now there's going to be a quick mound visit, but it'll be quickly shied away. And now Brian Hart stepping up for his 4th plate appearance of the night. 0 for 1, a hit by pitch, a sacrifice fly, and a fly out to the catcher as the first pitch is called for a strike.
And if Brian Hart could do the same thing that he did in the second inning where he had the sac fly RBI, it would really be crucial for this Flames team.
The Flames do have an out to work with here, with only one away and the bases loaded as Hart swings and misses on the changeup. Got caught out in front there, and the count's now 0-2. Jake Zarot waiting on deck. Hart calls time, and Hummer delivers the meaningless pitch. Corner's playing in here in the infield. The middle infield is playing protective to try to keep Peterson close at second base. Hummer's had a tough time keeping his control in check early on. Hasn't allowed a run yet, but has allowed 3 base runners and only 1 away here as that pitch is going to miss inside. And it's going to actually clip him on the arm. And now going on to first is going to be Brian Hart, and a run's going to come around to score. Flames now only trail by 3 here in the top of the 6th. So now 1 away, bases still loaded. Flames now only down by 3. And now Jake Zarot coming up to bat.
For the Flames, the right fielder, Colin Matthews.
Zarot gets a sign, steps into the box.
Wonder what the sign is going to mean here for the Flames with bases loaded to still have an out to work with.
First pitch to Zarot is going to be a breaking ball in the dirt. Watson able to keep that one in front of him, and the count's now 1-0. New ball out there to Kevin Hummer, and having a tough time managing his control here. A lot of walks this inning. As a matter of fact, just 3 since he stepped foot on the mound in the 4 batters he's faced. One out, bases loaded, 1-0 count to Jake Zarot here in the top of the 6th. Flames trailing 7-4. The pitch is going to be lined up the middle, off the mound, flips to second for 1, on to first, a double play. A 4-6-3 double play ends the top of the 6th inning, and 3 runners left on base. Another left on base situation here for the Onondaga Flames as they still trail 7-4 heading into the bottom of inning number 6. Bring it back in the bottom of inning number 6. Flames still trailing 7-4, able to get 1 run back in the top half of the inning. Casey Kretsch now on the mound for the Onondaga Flames. Seen him mostly in DH situations so far this year. Have seen him once on the mound, though. Nick Spadella up first for the Syracuse Spartans in this bottom half. The first pitch is a strike right down the middle. Spadella watches the fastball go by for strike 1.
And we've seen Casey Kretsch pitch against the Cortland Crush, and he looked very strong when we did see him.
The 0-1 is going to be lined into center field and deep, but getting under that one is going to be Jack Cherno for out number 1.
Will Sean Richardson please report to the tent? You've been chosen for
Cherno ranges back for that one, and now coming up to bat for the Spartans is going to be Nolan Watson.
Now batting for the Spartans.
Watson 1 for 2 in this one, singled back in the 4th and came around to score. The first pitch, fastball low, and the count's going to be 1-0. Quick first out here for Casey Kretsch, working on Watson. The 0-1 is going to be driven into shallow left field. Drifting under that one is going to be Gordon for out number 2. 2 quick outs here for Casey Kretsch. And that'll bring up Ramiel Rodriguez in the top of the order. Rodriguez 0 for 1 tonight. Singled back in the 4th, walked in the 1st, and flew out to short back in the 1st. Got it on my scorebook here as the 2nd inning, but it was actually the 2nd time around in the 1st inning for Rodriguez. They batted around that inning as the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses high. Kretsch from the windup, the 1-0. Is going to be popped behind home plate, well foul towards the parking lot. It's going to hit my car. That one got my windshield. Looks like it doesn't make too big of a dent, though. I only got 2 months left on that lease. Counts 1-1, and the 1-1 pitch is going to be chopped on the ground towards Hart. He'll fire to first for out number 3. Not a great day for everyone on the Onondaga Flames. No runs, no hits, no one left on base. A quick 1-2-3 here at the end of 6 innings of play. The Flames trail 7-4 here at Blank Field.
On Saturday, June 23rd.
Welcome back to Blake Field here at Hopkins Park. While Brandon Ross mourns for his car right now, I will take over on the play-by-play just for a little bit here.
Well, I've got over to check on it. It looks like the windshield's fine. You know, it was a foul ball behind home plate, so it doesn't really do much damage. It's only if it's on the receiving end of a home run blast that it really gets much damage.
Okay, so we're not mourning, apparently. First one of Matthews is driven hard and deep to right center field. That one's down for a hit, and a 2 hops the wall. Matthews rounds first, heads for second. He's going to round second and head for third. Here's the throw back to the infield. Matthews into third, standing up. And on the first pitch of the 7th, Colin Matthews hits a leadoff triple.
Great way to start this inning if you're the Onondaga Flames. Get those runners on and chip away at this lead. They've been doing that over the last few innings. They've gotten a run in each of the last 4 innings, as a matter of fact.
First pitch from Hummer was a cookie, as I love to say, right down Broadway. Matthews took advantage. And here's Corbin Paxton, the first baseman, up for his second plate appearance of the day. Reached on a bases-loaded walk his first time up as the fastball finds the outside corner for strike 1. Paxton recorded an RBI as a result. Drove in the Flames' 3rd run of the game. 0-1 popped up by Paxton. To shallow left, the catch is made there by Spinella. Matthews holds at 3rd as the fly ball was too shallow. And now we're going to see a pinch hitter for the Flames. It is Mike Ruggiero.
Haven't seen a lot of Ruggiero this season, but only played in 1 game so far.
Pinch hitting for the Flames.
We haven't seen him since opening night against the Syracuse Saltcats. Ruggiero out of Wagner College, graduate of Smithtown High School East. Majoring in business administration over at Wagner College. He pinch hits for Jared Groskuth, likely to take over at second base or shortstop. First pitch is fouled away to the right side, out of play onto the baseball field to our right. Considering it is a park, there are multiple baseball fields on the complex.
Playing field's got its own little isolation tank over here, though.
No lights, unfortunately, but lights cost money. First one, rather the 0-1 from Hummer is a fastball that's low for ball 1. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Ruggiero in high school also played volleyball. He was played baseball and volleyball in high school. As the chopper is down the third base line. Nice hop for the third baseman. That is Michelli. The throw to first is in time, but it works as good as a suicide squeeze as the run comes home to score, and the Flames are within 2. Back to the top of the order now. Jack Cherno, the center fielder, up to the plate with 1 out and with 2 outs rather, and nobody on base. So in the previous at-bat, a pinch hit RBI for Ruggiero, his first RBI of the season. First one to Cherno is lined down the left field line and it drops in fair. It might make it to the corner. Cherno runs first. He hits for second, and he will jog in safely with a 2-out double.
That's been the theme of the Flames so far these past few innings, just chipping away at this lead. They were down 7-2, but they were able to get back at this game run by run by run. And now Jack Cherno with that slicer down the left field line gives them a runner in scoring position with 2 away.
And the man at the plate now is Adam Gordon, the left fielder. And he's had a pretty good day at the plate. 1 for 3, scored a couple runs. Chance to get the Flames within 1 with a runner in scoring position, 2 away. Breaking ball is outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0 to Gordon. Last time up, a walk and a run scored for Gordon. It was the Flames' 4th run of the game. And the 1-0. Breaking ball finds the lower third. Gordon doesn't like it. Strike 1, the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Like B. Ross said, Flames chipping away at the lead. They got on the board in the 3rd inning. As the 1-1 is grounded towards first. Past the diving Shirley into right field for a base hit. Cherno rounds 3rd. He heads home. The throw to the plate is on target, but not in time. Cherno scores, and the Flames are now within 1.
This is something we haven't seen from the Flames so far this season. Usually when they've been losing in a game, they've gotten down themselves and let bad things snowball. But here they're just working to get back in this game, now within 1 run after originally trailing by 5.
3 runs off Kevin Hummer. And now the head coach of the Spartans heading out, perhaps to make a pitching change with already 2 runs home of the inning. And Gordon advanced to second on the throw, so now the same situation, except the Flames now have a chance to tie the ball game up. Pitching change will be made. We'll tell you all about the new pitcher when we come back here on Team Line. New pitcher for the Spartans is Michael Pachioko, a native of Winona, New Jersey. Attends Rutgers University Camden, a graduate of Deptford High School, majoring in accounting at Rutgers University Camden. He inherits a pretty tough spot from Kevin Hummer. Flames have already scored 2 in the inning. They trail the Spartans 7-6. And Adam Gordon's on second base with 2 away here in the top of the 7th inning. A long time ago in this game, the Flames were down 7-2. They were down 5-0 after the first inning. And now the first pitch to Trace Peterson is a fastball that's just below the lower third of the zone. It's ball 1, the count 1-0. Peterson 0 for 2 at the plate, but he's reached in 2 of his 4 plate appearances to this point. 1-0 to the righty. Is a slow bouncer towards third. Played there by Michelli. The throw to first is in time. Gordon delayed between second and third base to try and get to third, but it doesn't matter as that is the third out of the inning. Flames get 2, and they only trail the Spartans by 1. It is 7-6 Syracuse going to the bottom of the 7th. Welcome back to the bottom to Blink Field for the bottom of the 7th inning between the Flames and the Spartans. Flames within 1. Now after 2 runs in the 7th inning. The Flames have scored in 5 consecutive innings to get to this point, and now they need to keep the Spartans off the scoreboard. 2-3-4 in the Syracuse lineup, and there's one change to note for the Flames. Mike Ruggiero pinch hit in the top half of the inning. He stays into play second base. Andrew Padone, the shortstop, to lead things off for Syracuse. First one to him is a breaking ball that dips just below the zone for ball 1 from Casey Kretsch, on for his second inning of relief. The right-handed pitcher against the left-handed batter. And the 1-0 here to Padone is a fastball that misses the lower part of the zone. 2-0 the count to Padone, who's 1 for 3 today. How's your car, B-Russ?
My car's okay, thankfully. I ran over and checked. Not even a nick on that windshield.
2-0, chop foul to the right side. Count as 2 balls and 1 strike. Glad to hear your car's okay. Took quite the hit from that foul ball just an inning ago.
You better know that play-by-play call is definitely going on Twitter.
Oh, big time.
Do you remember who hit that foul ball?
I do not. Oh, it was Ramiro Rodriguez.
Oh.
Fastball is high from Kretsch. Very high. It's ball 3. The count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Good hitters count here for Padone. Single in the first. Strikeout swinging in the second. Hasn't appeared to the plate since the 4th anyway. Lined out to second. 3-1. Line drive out towards right center field. That one is caught on the dive by Colin Matthews. He's shown the arm today, and now he shows off the glove.
An incredible diving catch there by Matthews. Matthews has obviously not played baseball in a while before this season, but he's making the most of his time in Onondaga here.
He was described in his introductory article on the Flames website as an extremely athletic outfielder, and right there, we just saw it.
Just laid his body on the line for that one.
First pitch to John Masagno is in there for a strike, a fastball right down Broadway. Masagno, the DH today for the Spartans. Time is called by the home plate umpire. Masagno 0 for 3 at the plate. Grounded into a fielder's choice, but he reached base on it and scored in the first inning. As the breaking ball gets him on the left side, right around that left hip, and he's on to first base on the hit batsman. Looked like a breaking ball that just got away, B-Russ.
Yeah, sometimes you have a tough time getting control of that curveball. Maybe, I don't know whether that was a curveball or maybe a kind of slider, but, you know, it's always a tough pitch to throw. Even if you have a good grip, it could just slip at the last second. Even the slightest millimeter off, and you could just lose control of it all together.
So 1 out now and a runner on first base, and Eddie Peachman, the right fielder, up at the plate. First one in from Kretsch, now working out the stretch, is a fastball that finds dirt for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Peachman, like Padone, entering this inning. 1 for 4. Single and an RBI in the first. Did score a run that inning as well. They're over to first, just not in time from Kretsch, just checking on the runner Masagno over there at first base. Peachman grounded into a 1-4-3 in the second inning, ticked off the pitcher Flahive to the second baseman Cherno at the time, as the throw to first again is not in time. And then he popped out to the shortstop Brian Hart to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. Swing and a miss by Peachman at the 1-0. A good fastball that was right around the outside corner of the plate. Peachman entered the game 3 for 12 at the plate and with a 1 for 3 clip. Now, same batting average at a similar batting average. He's 4 for 15 now at the plate, batting a little above 200. A little above 250 as the 1-1. Rather, a throw over to first is not in time. Third time this at bat, Kretsch has checked on the runner Masagno at first. Kretsch in his second inning of work for the Flames on the bump. Runner goes, 1-1 is chopped foul down the left side, and on the hit and run, Peachman fouls off a pitch for strike 2.
Looking at that pitch, looked like another fastball. If you're Kretsch here, you're sticking with the fastball. He's had some trouble controlling that breaking pitch, so if he just sticks with the high heat here, he could probably get Peachman out and get this inning over quicker.
Couple pitches to work with here with a 1-2 advantage in the count. Perhaps try and get a ground ball here for a potential double play to get out of the inning. 1-2, popped him up. Behind home plate, it gets out of play to the right side. And the count remains 1-2 strikes. That one did not hit your car, B. Ross.
No, it didn't hit the parking lot either. Thankful for all car owners here tonight.
Just dropped in the grass, a few feet behind the bleachers here on the right side of the area behind home plate at Blink Field. Throw over to first again, not in time. The fourth time he's checked on the runner. How does that affect the pitcher when he's checking on the runner?
Well, it could either be one of two ways. The pitcher could be checking on the runner to assert dominance, try to keep him in check, but it also could be a sign that Kretsch is a little intimidated by the fact that Masagno's over there on first.
1-2 near Peachman's head. Fastball that got away from Kretsch. Zurat snagged it though. Count evens up now at 2-2 strikes.
And if you're Kretsch, the last thing you want in a tight game like this is to hit two batters in a row.
Trying to keep the Spartans off the scoreboard to go into the 8th inning in a 1-run game still, as the 2-2 is fouled back to the screen just above us, and it drops right down in front of us on the other side of the fence. 2-2 remains the count. Kretsch has the sign, ready to deal the 2-2. Out of the stretch again, runner goes. 2-2 breaking ball foul to the backstop again. And the count still remains at 2-2 strikes. And in the middle of the at-bat, Robert Anders, the pitching coach for the Flames, is going to make a visit to the mound.
Kretsch
joins him.
Kretsch starting to show some cracks in his control, and when he throws it over the plate, Peachman's having no problem making contact with that fastball.
Now a pitcher warming up in the bullpen for the Flames is Jake Griffin down there getting warmed up. Given the start to the game by the Flames, the pitching has recovered very nicely. Jimmy Fleheim, 4 solid innings, just allowing 2 runs to the Spartans in the 4th inning. Casey Kretsch, to this point, in inning 3rd, hasn't allowed a run, but runner on first base with 1 away here in the 7th. As after the conference on the mound, the home plate umpire cleans up home plate. And now, another 2-2 coming here from Casey Kretsch. But first, a throw over to first. Not in time. Still checking on the runner, Masagno. A threat to steal at first base. Yet he has not stolen a base this year.
He did make a couple attempts so far this at-bat.
Kretsch was close on the 2-2, but he just missed the outside corner. And the count runs 4 out of 3-2 strikes. Peachman, this is a great at-bat for Peachman.
Peachman's running up the pitches here on Casey Kretsch, and if you're Kretsch, you need to stick with the fastball, and you really can't be too concerned if Peachman makes contact. You just got to keep it from being strong contact.
When it goes to the payoff, is hit in the air to center field. That one will drop in front of Cherno. Rounding second and hang for third is Masagno. Cherno gets it back into the infield, and now runners are at the corners with a 1 away for Lou Michelli.
I think Eddie Peachman was thinking what I was thinking. He was expecting fastball the entire way, looped that one to shallow center, and now the Spartans have a runner at third.
Didn't get all of that one, hit it off the end of the bat, but perhaps it was a good thing for the Spartans that he didn't get all of it, because could have turned into an easy fly ball out to Jack Cherno. Robert Anders back to the mound. Pitching change to be made. Jake Griffin coming in for the Flames, and we'll be right back here on Team Line. Welcome back. Jake Griffin on the mound for the Flames with runners at the corners here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1 away. Flames just trying to keep the deficit at 1. They battled back from a 5-0 deficit. They trailed 7-2 at one point and now they've scored 4 unanswered. And here's Lou Michelli, the third baseman, up to the plate. First one from Griffin is a breaking ball well outside. Surratt leaped up from his catcher's crouch to snag it before it got by him.
Surratt getting a little more comfortable there behind the plate, committing fewer mental errors and allowing fewer pass balls.
1-0 from Griffin, the sidewinder. Oh, he faked the pickoff to third. Nobody was there. Not a balk, but it did look a little weird on the mound.
I think he was trying to pull a third to first pick.
1-0. Swing and a miss. Runner going from first. He stops in the middle. Ruggiero snags it. Now in a pickle is Peachman. Heading to the plate is Masagna. The throw is wide left for Paxton. Peachman heads to third base. The throw is wide right, not on target. Peachman to third. Masagno is in, and the Spartans extend the lead to 2. It's now 8-6.
You know, it's a litany of errors here for the Onondaga Flames. We hadn't seen that in a few innings. We hadn't seen too many mental errors lately, but them all just piling on there in that play where a run comes around to score, and you got another runner on third now.
And so now Lou Michelli has a 1-1 count with a chance to give the Spartans a nice advantage here. As the 1-1 is a jam shot foul to the right side, just over the Flames dugout and into the pen behind the dugout. 1-2 the count. So Casey Kretsch's line not complete yet, but he has allowed his first run of the year as the runner was charged to him. Breaking ball well outside from Griffin. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And in third, 1 hit allowed. No walks, no strikeouts. As Michelli pops it up, that's going to get out of play. Foul. Into the grass, well to the left of B. Ross's car.
You notice that every time I turn around to look at a foul ball, I'm looking extra closely now.
You are shaking, my friend, every time a foul ball comes towards us. 2-2. Hard grounder up the middle. It gets through the infield, which was in. Peachman scores from third. And Michelli drives in his second run of the day. Spartans extend their lead to 3. It's now 9-6. For Michelli, that is his 7th RBI of the season. That leads the team. Led the team with 5 coming into the game, now 2 today. To add to that, here's Brandon Shirley, the first baseman, with a runner on first and 1 away. Breaking ball outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. That run also charged to Casey Kretsch, so Kretsch gives up 2 runners, gives up 2 runs on the scoreboard, and now the Flames trail by 3 once again. Runner fakes the steal, and Shirley swings and misses at a pitch for strike 1. Count evens up at a ball and a strike.
You know, we were talking about the Flames chipping away at the lead. Now the Syracuse Spartans taking away, chipping up a bit to pad that lead, and now have a very nice lead. Flames trailing 6-9.
1-1 to Shirley is swung on, missed. Pretty much the same pitch as the last one. Got him to swing and miss at a pitch moving away from him. Strike 2. They count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. Shirley 0 for 1 on the day. Reached on a hit batsman in the first, came around to score. As Griffin's 1-2 is fouled to the backstop of the right side, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Grounded out to second in the 3rd inning. Reached on a walk in the 5th, but he was stranded at first base when Josh Loeffler struck out to end the 5th. Griffin has the sign. And now The thrower to first is not in time. Checking on Michelli. Michelli not really a threat to steal, but he has attempted a stolen base twice rather. He is 1 for 2 when it comes to stolen bases. As the 1-2 breaking ball trying to get Shirley to chase was Griffin, but he did not. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Getting a little dark here at Blinkfield. Of course, there are no lights, so if it gets a little too dark, then the game will be called as the fastballs load Shirley for ball 3. Count runs full now to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And some staffers for the Spartans were telling us that the delineation is once the sun goes below the trees, we're done here.
And the sun isn't quite there yet, but the visibility here at Hopkins Park will be affected by the clouds for sure, as the throw to first is not in time again from Griffin. Sun isn't behind the trees yet, but it is in the clouds at the moment. Now the payoff from Griffin is fouled over the backstop and just to the right of B. Ross's car.
Oh, it hit another car, though. It hit a white Jeep Wrangler on a bounce.
So not B. Ross's GMC. And now he's going to go check on his car again. As the payoff is a fastball that's outside for ball 4, the count. Well, and now Shirley's on with his second walk in a row. Michelli to second base. And the Spartans trying to add to their advantage already. They've answered the Flames 2 runs in the top of the inning with 2 of their own. And now they're trying to make it more than 2. Josh Loeffler, the batter. 1 for 3 on the day. Drove in 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning on a 2-run single. He entered the game with 2 RBIs. First one from Griffin, a breaking ball, finds the dirt for ball 1. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. What were you checking on over there, B. Ross?
I was actually conversing with the Syracuse Spartans GM, JJ Patrikas, because he was actually unaware that my car had gotten hit in the 6th inning. He was wondering why we were making so many car cracks.
1-0. That's over the plate on the inside corner from Griffin, and it's strike 1. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. That's enough of the car jokes for now. We'll just go through the rest of the game without it, as the pitch is laced foul down the third base line from Josh Loeffler. Just foul, according to the home plate umpire. And that's a lucky break right there for the Flames.
Oh, that was just short of being fair. Just broke left of the bag as it passed over, and, you know, the Flames have a sigh of relief there, as that could have brought around 2 more runs had it gone fair.
Would have added 2 more to Loeffler's RBI total. So RBI's coming 2s. Enter the day with 2. 2 today, up to 4 now. 1-2 from Griffin. Breaky ball is in the dirt for ball 2. The count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A little junk in the dirt from Griffin to try and get Loeffler to chase. He did not take the bait, however. Loeffler struck out in his previous at-bat in the 5th inning. As a 2-2 breaking ball is popped up to the right side. It's going to get out of play near the Flames dugout. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Galen Taylor had to step out of the way a little there. He was warming up in the Flames bullpen. He just had to take a couple steps back.
So we'll do it again. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just reaching out to foul it away was Loeffler. He did to the backstop. And the count still remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was on their way to Christian de Guzman and the rest of the Syracuse Spartans staff. But luckily a fence between them and the play as well. 2-2 from Griffin again as a breaking ball foul to the backstop again. And the count still remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Loeffler fighting off every pitch near the zone. What have you liked so far from his at-bat, B-Ross?
Loeffler's just been hitting those pitches foul that he doesn't like, taking the pitches that are out of the zone. He just wants to get a good pitch to hit, and he's doing everything in his power to get that.
And thanks to some quality at-bats from the Spartans, it's only a third hitter that Jake Griffin has faced, but this pitch right here will be his 20th already. 2-2. Breaking ball gets away. It's to the inside of Loeffler. Both runners advance easily. Wild pitch on Griffin. And now two runners are in scoring position.
And now warming up the bullpen for the Flames, Keon Taylor, as I mentioned, would be the third sidearmer on the day for the Onondaga Flames. You'd wonder if they'd still be getting used to that.
Third of four for the Flames. The other one that has not appeared in the game is Jeff DiStefano. Made his team debut on Friday night.
You know, it's still early. He could make an appearance.
Perhaps. Payoff from Griffin. Breaking ball swung on a miss by Josh Loeffler. His second strikeout of the day. And that's a big second out from Jake Griffin.
Huge out there. You got runners on second and third. Now you could just focus on the batter.
And the batter is Nicholas Spinella, the left fielder. He is 1 for 2 on the day. Spinella out of Morgan Chapman's home, Lemoyne College, as the fastball's up and away for ball one. Count is 1-0 to Spinella. Played 19 games at Lemoyne this year. Graduate of Cicero North Syracuse High School. As the fastball is up and out of the zone for ball two. Count now 2 balls and no strikes to the Spartan left fielder. Reached on a hit batsman in the first inning. He was the 8th of 10 batters in the inning as he lines one foul down the left side. Strike one. Count as 2 balls, 1 strike.
3 gumballs.
Single and a run scored in the 4th for him. And then a fly out to center to lead off the 6th as the pitch runs well inside. Surprised that didn't hit him because it was behind a B-Ross.
You know, I think the umpire was confused and thought it might have hit him, but, you know, Spinella being an honest guy, assuring everybody that he's okay and that he went untouched.
But now a good hitters count, 3-1. The fastball misses inside for ball 4. Spinella now occupies first base, and the bases are loaded with 2 away.
You know, this is certainly a tense situation here. Wouldn't be surprised if they yanked him from the mound out there.
The batter now is the catcher, Nolan Watson, but we'll get to him in just a bit as Jake Griffin's night is done on the mound. Only faced 4 batters. Coming in for the Flames to try and get him out of this jam is Keon Taylor. We'll be right back here on Team Line. Back for the conclusion of the bottom of the 7th inning. The situation is bases loaded, 2 away for the Spartans. Already 2 home for Syracuse in the bottom of the 7th. Noah Watson, the catcher, out of the plate against Keon Taylor. The righty is facing his first batter of the day, coming in to replace Jake Griffin. Taylor is the 5th pitcher for the Flames on the mound today. Jake Griffin only faced 4 batters through 25 pitches in a third of an inning. 1 hit, 2 walks, and a strikeout. First pitch fastball from Taylor. Hard fastball that popped out the glove of Zurot in front of him. Pitch was low, though, for ball 1.
Keon Taylor left with a tough situation here with the bases loaded, but one of the top 5 finishers in closes in JUCO California baseball this past season, so certainly a talented guy to get you out of a jam.
1-0 fastball finds the lower third this time. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Watson at the plate, meanwhile, is 1 for 3. Single and a run scored in the 4th. Sandwiched between a ground out in the 1st and a fly out to left in the 6th as the breaky ball finds the dirt well outside to Watson, or as Bob Euchre / Harry Doyle would say, just a bit outside. 2-1 the count. Obviously, that one didn't hit his mark, as B. Ross did, nor Morgan laughed at that one. 2-1, as the fastball just misses the lower third. It's ball 3. And a good hitter's count here for Watson. A dangerous count if you're the Flames. 3-1.
You know, as this inning's going long, you're seeing the sun going further and further down towards the trees, so we might not be able to finish all 9 innings here.
3-1 is fouled off the catcher Zurot. And it's a full count now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Watson out of Essex Community College, a graduate of Southern Regional High School. Some accolades over at Southern Regional in New Jersey. Payoff from Taylor. Fastball well inside. Ticks off the glove of Zurot to the backstop, but 1 run was going to score anyway on the bases loaded walk. Holding at third base is Brandon Shirley. And it's double digits on the scoreboard now for the Spartans, now 10-6.
The Flames were hoping Keon Taylor would be able to get that out and get them out of the jam, but now they got their 10th run on the board, the Spartans do, and now they have another chance with the bases loaded with the top of the order coming up.
And here is the top of the order. Ramiro Rodriguez, the second baseman, who is 1 for 3 on the day. Reached on a walk to begin the game, scored a run in the first inning, the first run of the game. And then he ended that first inning with a pop out to the shortstop, Brian Hart. 4th inning, RBI single to make it 7-2 Spartans at the time, and then a ground out to short in the 6th inning. First one to him from Taylor is a fastball well inside. Ball 1, the count 1-0. Spartans have put 3 runs on the board this inning. Rodriguez, the 9th batter of the inning, so Syracuse has batted around for the 2nd time today.
It was that last at-bat for Rodriguez that a foul ball hit my car.
Grounder towards first, snagged by Paxton, the toss to the bag, and Taylor is there for the final out of the inning. But not before the Spartans answer the Flames 2 runs at the top half of the inning with 3 of their own. And now it's 10-6 Syracuse going to the 8th. 4, 5, 6 in the Flames order here in the top of the 8th inning. And after the Daner Derby contestant won the Daner Derby for the first time in Spartans history, we are pumped on the broadcast side for the 8th inning. And we'll see if the Flames can show some pop in their bats.
Well, now it looks like a couple of bench players for the Spartans have to go retrieve that one. Certainly wouldn't want to have that job.
Meanwhile, A.J. DiFilippo pops one up right side into foul territory. Brandon Shirley looking to find it, and he found it right at the end. 1 pitch, 1 out to begin the top of the 8th inning.
That's what you don't want to do if you're the Onondaga Flames. You don't want those quick outs. You want to be able to work the count. You want to get your pitch.
Looked like a good one, though, to hit to DiFilippo from Michael Paciocco, who's on the mound for his first full inning of work. However, DiFilippo got well under it. First one to Brian Hart is a swing and a miss at a fastball. Hart tried to pull back on the swing, but went around anyway. 0-1 the count to Hart. And the breaking ball finds the outside corner for strike 2. The count 0-2. Hart 0 for 1 on the day, but he has he's appeared to the plate 4 times. He's been hit twice with a pitch. Drove in a run with a sac fly in the 3rd, and he swings and misses at a breaking ball for strike 3. And Hart goes down on 3 pitches for the second out of the 8th.
You know, a big out there for the Syracuse Spartans, and now the Onondaga Flames starting to run out of chances here. Only 4 outs left to work with on offense.
And Jake Surratt is the batter now for the Flames. He is 0 for 4 on the day with a fielder's choice ground out, a double play ground out, a regular ground out, and a pop out to the first baseman of Shirley in foul territory. First pitch over the plate, a fastball for strike 1. Count is 0-1 to Surratt. Paciocco got the first 2 outs of the inning on just 4 pitches. And his fastball that time is outside for ball 1 to count. Evens up at a ball and a strike to Jake Surratt. Paciocco, as a result, is only at 8 pitches in his outing, as the 1-1 is fouled into the mitt off the dirt from Surratt, and it's a 1-2 count now. And Paciocco came in to face the final batter, the 7th, Trace Peterson. 2 pitches, he grounded out to 3rd base as the breaking ball just misses for ball 2. The count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jake Surratt. Still trying to get going at the plate to begin the year, only his 3rd game as he hits one in the air pretty deep to center field. Back is Loeffler, and he makes a running catch for the final out of the inning. Flames go down to 1-2-3, trying to keep the Spartans off the scoreboard. In the bottom of the 8th, it is 10-6 Syracuse. Back for the bottom of the 8th inning here at Blink Field at Hopkins Park, the home of the Syracuse Spartans. And the home squad has a 10-6 lead to begin the bottom of the 8th inning. Andrew Padone, the shortstop, leads off the 8th. He led off the 7th, and he leads off the 8th after the Spartans batted around in the 7th, scoring 3 runs to extend their lead to 4. First one from Keon Taylor is a fastball high for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Keon came in to finish the 7th inning. 3 pitchers were on the bump for the Flames in the inning. As the 1-0 is a fastball fouled away to the left side and out of play. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Eric Moon, Brandon Ross with you. Morgan Chapman also was on the broadcast today. And 1-1 is the count to Andrew Padone, leading off the bottom of the 8th inning in a 10-6 ball game. And excuse me, swing from a Padone, sent over to the third base coach. Strike 2, the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that ground ball was easy pickings for the Spartans third base coach that time. Nice little roller and an easy snag over there. 1-2 from Taylor. Fastball chopped right back to him. A comebacker, and Taylor snipes it to first base for the first out of the inning. John Masagno, the designated hitter, now up for the Spartans. He is 0 for 3 on the day. Started the Spartan rally in the 7th as he reached on a hit batsman. Came around to score on a throwing error from Corbin Paxton. And the first one to him from Taylor is a chopper towards short. Good hop for Brian Hart. Takes his time, throws to first, on target and in time for a first pitch out, the second out of the 8th inning.
Keon Taylor working a lot better in the 8th inning, getting 2 quick outs here, hopefully getting a third one here.
And now Eddie Peachman, or as some of these Spartan players call him, Dougie, comes to the plate, and he's had a good day. 2 for 4.
Certainly a great day for Peachman. Call him Dougie because apparently a coach mistook him for a different person at the beginning of practice one day, and so it just stuck.
Chopper to third. Good hop for DiFilippo. The throw to first is on target and in time for the final out of the 8th inning. Quick work for Keon Taylor, and the Flames go to the 9th inning, trailing the Spartans by 4.
Father's Day catch, fathers and sons out on the field.
Last at bats for the Flames to try and tie this ball game up. Quite the hill to climb, though. They are down 4 to begin the top of the 9th inning. Bottom of the order for Onondaga. Colin Matthews to lead things off. He has just had a marvelous day with the bat and with the glove. The first pitch to him is a swing and a miss at a hard fastball from Michael Paciocco. It's strike 1. The count is 0-1. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a leadoff triple in the 7th. Pair of walks in the 4th and 5th innings. Came around to score 2 runs overall in this game. Breaking ball well outside for ball 1. The count evens up at a ball and a strike. And he's been spectacular in right field, too.
You can't forget that leaping catch out there in right field. Laid out his body on the line.
As the fastball is up and in for ball 2, the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Full extension on the dive to rob Andrew Padone of a base hit to lead off the 7th inning. And then he's got quite the arm, too. Gunned it right on target from right to third base for an inning-ending double play. He grounds one off the end of the bat towards short. Good hop for Padone. The throw to first is not in time. Matthews hustling down the line, continues his spectacular day, and he has an infield hit to lead off the ninth.
Another instance of today, him showing off the wheels. He wheeled up on that triple where he went in standing. He had that diving catch out there in right field, and now legging out the infield single here.
He's pretty much done everything right today, as now Corbin Paxton steps up to the plate with a runner on first and nobody out. The tying run is still in the dugout for the Flames. In the hole, as you would say. Due up third right now. Paxton will take a fastball high for ball one. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. Third plate appearance for Paxton on the day. Bases loaded walk in the fifth. Fly out to left in the seventh inning as the sun is just behind the trees now. 1-0 is hit in the air to center field. Going after it is Loeffler just a few steps to his right. He makes the catch. Heading back towards first base, it's Colin Matthews, and that is the first out of the ninth. Mike Ruggiero, the second baseman, up now for the Flames.
Digging in for the Flames, the second baseman.
So the sun, we can see a little bit of the sun now, but it is starting to hide behind the trees a little bit late here in this ball game. But it appears that if the Spartans end it quickly, which Flames fans hope is not the case, that this game will be completed in its entirety.
I'm curious to see if by chance the Flames do tie it up, whether they are able to play a bottom of the ninth. I feel like that's a low possibility.
Very low possibility as the fastball's up for ball one. Count is 1-0 to Mike Ruggiero. Just a reminder, folks, that there are no lights here at Hopkins Park at Blink Field. The game has lasted 3 hours, 10 minutes. Local time here is 8:25. As the 1-0 is a fastball over the plate for strike one. Count evens up at a ball and a strike to Ruggiero. He was a pinch hitter in the top of the seventh inning. Grounded out to third, but drove in Colin Matthews from third base in the process. 1-1 breaking ball, a beauty over the plate for strike two. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was the fifth of 6 runs for the Flames that Ruggiero drove in. First of 2 in the inning, and also his first RBI of the season. 1-2 from Pachioko is a breaking ball that just misses the outside corner. Very similar to the last pitch, but this one was just outside.
Breaking ball has been working so far for Pachioko. If you recall, there was a pitch of a cold strike on a breaking ball that Ruggiero thought he was having to get out of the way of, but it broke right down the middle.
Here's the 2-2 from Pachioko. The fastball got him on the outside corner. Ruggiero's caught looking, and the Flames are down to their final out of this ball game.
Now batting for the Flames.
Jack Cherno now up to the plate, the center fielder. Another good day at the plate for him since arriving with the Flames. 2 for 4. An extra base hit in the 7th inning down the left field line.
Both Columbia players after arriving making huge contributions to this Flames team. Cherno no exception.
First one to Cherno is driven in the air, high and deep to right field, way back. It is gone. Rather off the wall. The fence blocked my view. Matthews comes around to third and scores, and Cherno has his second double in a row.
It's deep out there. We don't have the best view over here. That did bounce one hopper off the wall, but a great throw in there from right field from Peachman to keep the damage from getting any bigger.
RBI double for Cherno. And the Flames now trail by 3. It is 10-7. And the tying run is in the on-deck circle. With Adam Gordon now at the plate. Flames, however, still clinging to life down 3. 2 outs in the inning. With Gordon up at the plate, also 2 for 4 in the day. RBI single in the 7th inning, drove in Cherno from second. Breaking ball is over the plate to Gordon for strike one. The count is 0-1. This was the exact situation in the 7th inning that Gordon drove in Cherno. Oh, 1 to Gordon is popped up left side. Going after it is Spinella, and he makes a running catch in foul territory, and that will end the ball game. So the Flames trailed throughout the whole game after a 5-run first inning from the Spartans. Crawled back, made it a 1-run game in the 7th, but 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning pretty much put the game, pretty much ended the game right there as the Spartans come away with a 10-7 victory over the Onondaga Flames this evening.
You know, the Onondaga Flames, they were down by a large margin, down 5 runs early on. They were able to chip away at that, get a run-in inning, just get back in this ballgame. Eventually ended up trailing by 1 run, but that 3-run 7th inning for the Syracuse Spartans really put everything out of reach.
And the huge difference in this game, both the first inning and the 7th inning. In those 2 innings, the Spartans scored 8 of their 10 runs. A couple of crooked numbers on the scoreboard, and for the 4th time on the season, out of the Flames' 5 losses, the big inning has been the big problem.
The 5-run first inning and the 3-run 7th really did them in the end. You know, you can't afford to give up those big innings, especially when it's such a close contest like in the 7th inning. They were only down by 1 run. They had chipped away 4 runs to get to within 1 run of the Spartans, but then just 1 bad inning really set it all away.
And another anecdote here, well, not an anecdote, but 7 runs on the board for the Flames. Did a good job for the most part of getting runs in, but the staggering number is 14. The number of runners left on base in this contest.
In those close games with the Flames, that's really been their death sentence, leaving more